Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome this week's episode of Talks with TVBOO. Welcome this week's episode of the podcast. Hope you're all having a great week, and I appreciate y'all being here, man. I really do. Because we have another amazing episode with some incredible guests. Before I introduce this week's guest, I just want to go ahead and let y'all know that this week's episode of the podcast is brought to you by Illegal Pete's. Illegal Pete's is my go-to spot for burritos, beers, and buddies. And ingredients are so delicious, man, they should be illegal. Make sure to stop by one of their 12 locations throughout Colorado and Arizona for happy hour every day from 3 to 6. And I just wanted to say thank you to Illegal Pete's for sponsoring this week's episode of the podcast. I'm on tour right now. I'm on tour. Currently on the road. Come see me, man. It's the Blue Collar Bass Tour. It's going to be a fucking awesome time every single night. Come see me. I'm playing everywhere. I'm in a city near you. You can see those dates and tickets at musicbytaboo.com. And also, the second single of Blue Collar Bass, Marijuana, just dropped on Wakan. It's with Boogie T and Baldy. It's a fucking awesome song. Super fun song. Y'all been asking for it for a while. Make sure to go listen to it, dude. Tell everybody you know about it. And I appreciate y'all. But my guests this week are just two of the kindest souls in the music industry, dude. I love these guys so much. They're just so uniquely themselves. They're currently on tour right now. It's the Step Brothers tour. I got to check out this tour whenever they came through Cervantes. Man, y'all really need to go check this tour out. It's just two very unique sets. Promise you ain't going to be let down by it. Man, I had a blast at it. It couldn't be more of a good time. And, man, this episode couldn't have been more of a good time. We just got together. We were able to have some serious, goofy, just fun talks, man. It just felt like one big hangout session, and those are my favorite podcasts to do. And I'm just going to let it get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, G Space and Smith.
Come here, girl, is that ass fat? Let me take my tongue and go back the dirt track. I met a girl and her booty tastes like strawberries. I swear to God, this could be the one that I'm marrying. Hey, hey, and she's so different. I need that from behind. I met a girl and her booty tastes like strawberries.
Fellas,
Cheers.
I got y'all a koozie, man.
Oh, shit.
I'm like jizz, sipping on beers like jizz.
You saying jizz? What are you saying?
It's just cheers, but it's very syringe way to say it.
So
but
syringe, bro.
yeah.
Syringe.
It's like
You
cringe.
don't have to explain them all.
Oh no, no, not syringe. That's a bad 420. Like syringe.
Syringe, like shooting up,
No.
shooting up weed on 420. Yeah.
It's just cringe with a Z.
Okay.
Syringe.
Quit making shit up.
I blame Oda Block. Tie-Dye Kai showed me that guy. He's like a RuneScaper on Twitch, and he just like freaks out on people, and he's like, "Y'all are syringe."
The
Look
dog.
at this doggy.
Yeah, get her out of here.
No,
dude.
I like
didn't even-
her.
I
She's
know.
cool.
Get her out. Get her out. She's
What's
a
her name?
distraction. That's Nala. Nala, get the fuck out, dude. I love you, but get out.
No, let's chilling.
She's a distraction. Look at her.
No, we're chilling.
Jason, call her.
No, let's go.
Come on, girl.
No, we're chilling.
Get out. I love her too, but no.
She's a great assistant.
Yeah, she's a great assistant, but she's just she greets people outside of the studio. We don't let her in here.
You need a studio dog.
Yeah. No.
No?
No.
I love studio dogs.
Really? You have a studio dog?
Yeah. I have a couple studio dogs. They always hang out with me.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's comforting having somebody with you.
Well, I got like my studio dogs, but like not like
Oh,
an animal.
no. I mean, like, I have elderly dogs that hang out with me.
Yeah,
Like a made man.
I got my dogs and my thoughts.
Your thoughts?
Yeah, dude.
Careful.
Whichever one you want to think, whichever one. How you fellas doing today, dude? What an interesting way to start this episode.
Yeah, no, right? We just kind of went right into it.
Yeah,
didn't
that's how we do.
we? Yeah. But
We're chilling.
yeah, we just literally landed like an hour ago. We just got straight here to do this podcast.
I appreciate that, dude.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely. Thank you for having us.
Dude, it's good to have you on the show, Grady. Welcome back.
Yes.
Cheers.
You know what I mean? People have been asking for you to be on the show.
Yeah, no, this is a first time for me. I've never really done a podcast or anything like that before.
Are you nervous, dude?
A little. I mean, I don't know. I'm just kind of a elusive person. I don't really like go out and do these kinds of things. So.
Well, you have really pretty eyes. You might be
Appreciate you.
elusive.
That's something that a lot of people say like right off the top whenever they meet me. Is
Yeah.
pretty eyes. So.
Yeah, you might be elusive, dude, but you're fucking seductive. You know what I mean?
Only you, Mitch.
Yeah.
Only you.
You dudes are going on tour.
Yeah. No, this is
Y'all are on tour.
we started the first stop in DC at the Echo Stage with Jesse Subtronics, and name dropping, and that was a really, really rad first stop. And as Grady said, it's all downhill from here.
Oh yeah. We started out at Echo
'cause
Stage.
It was like the
sold out
biggest.
Subtronics.
Yeah, it was
You kidding me?
great. And then
That's a
and now we're
huge
done.
place, yeah.
Now we're done.
now we're so done.
Well, we
no,
got Cervantes tonight. I didn't even realize we're in the main room until like 2 days ago.
the most Grady thing ever.
I know. I thought we were the other side. I love Cervantes. I played the other side, but I've never headlined the main room. So this is big for us.
Yeah, it'll be massive. Holy shit, I can't say
Yeah.
words.
How's tonight going to be? You have any idea where it's at?
I mean,
It's selling pretty well. It's moving pretty quick.
yeah, I mean, it's one of those shows where I feel like it's going to be really, really like popping off. Like,
Jason's just laughing at us.
yeah, no,
I love that Kyle got his laughter too.
No,
But,
it's good, though. No, it is moving pretty quick. The promoters were stoked of
Yeah.
how it's selling. So,
but
you know.
yeah, it's in my opinion, this is like the first stop of the tour in terms of us being able to like have our own individual sets, and then we're doing it back to back at the end of it.
Right.
Yeah, we're kicking it off.
Yeah, people were upset at me because like on my blue collar bass flyer, they said the first stop was Bass Canyon. And then like I started Tuesday in Vegas. I'm like, you're starting the tour, and they're like, no, motherfucker.
No.
You already started. I'm like, nah.
Now
Bass
it's,
Canyon.
Yeah, Bass Canyon. You know what I'm saying?
It's like my grandma's house.
Yeah, dude, I got to see y'all's back to back at Global Dance, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Global Dance. That was fun.
That was a good time, dude.
Yeah, that was like just a complete riff. Anytime I mean, I'm not sure about you, Grady, but anytime I do back to backs, it's just freestyling.
Well, I got a great back-to-back story with you, actually. So it was me, him, Miso, and Space Wizard at Cosmic
Oh,
King.
yeah.
You had to marry one, fuck one, kill one.
Yeah, and we had fucked them all. But it was
Some little house type thing.
yeah,
it was
dude.
weird.
Yeah. But it was funny because like we're doing a back-to-back and it's going great, and like everyone's fucking killing on the mixing, and Smith always has like really like Memphis hip hop like
Yeah.
throwback vibes and
Oh,
his
yeah.
Yeah, you
stuff.
never guess it by looking at me, by the way.
Right, dude.
but I'll play all the dirty
I don't know,
Memphis
dude. I
shit.
feel like you might be rolling with a fucking 9 at all.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I love Smith stuff.
You ever met me? I'm like the most like tame person on the planet.
Yeah, but you probably own an Impala. You know what I mean?
It was coming.
Yeah, you probably have an Impala.
Man.
You know what I'm speaking?
Boo. A plus boo.
Hey, dude, American made. But we're all back to back, and it goes from his edits from like with all of his hip hop shit to him just playing the hip hop shit.
Yeah.
He completely just stopped like playing bass music.
Nice.
And he would just play like some old school hip hop, which was dope, but it was just like, all right, now we got to figure out how to mix out of this shit right here.
I mean, throwing that into a mix with you guys, that's fire. Like, that could only be good.
It was, but it was just like we're like waiting for the drop. Like, oh shit, this is. It took us like a song or two to realize that he was not playing any more bass music.
No, I was out of it. I honestly, if anything, I like the idea that I'm educating people on music entirely. If I was to play my sets, it's like, I don't know. It's weird because like for me, it used to be something where I would be playing like D4L, Laffy Taffy, and like that would be a super, super nostalgic tune. But I feel like at this point, like there's like been a couple generations of kids in the bass music scene that like that's like I'm introducing that song to them.
Right,
Which I find that really kind of funny, but like I don't know. If anything, I like to think it's kind of like an educational moment for them to learn in the set.
Damn.
Well, that's kind of like a job as a DJ too, right? You got to
Yeah,
give them a good
exactly.
time, but also you want to, educate them. You want to introduce them to new sounds. It's like different from any other genre to where like when you go see a hip hop show, you're like, oh shit, I don't know this song. I'm gonna go get a drink. Where it's like at a DJ set, they're like, oh well, shit, I don't know this song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and for me, it's like also I think that there's like a certain level of like the first person I ever saw mix this way that was like kind of really inspiring was this was in 2011 and it was Diplo, and essentially it wasn't like he wasn't even like focusing on like the style or transitions. He was just like, I'm just gonna try and squeeze in as many songs as I can. And like it was like the most like traditional form of like hip hop DJing, but then like also interspliced with like trap music of that time. Like when like Flostradamus's remix of whatever that
Original
was.
Dawn.
Yeah, that's it. like that one was popping off at the time. Like trap music was kind of like finding its own like wave and the bass music scene and industry. And he was like doing that with hip hop of like the time, like UGK and like Usher and Nelly, and just like throwing all kinds of crazy different shit, just like nonstop, having people on their toes. And like that was like kind of like one of the most like inspiring, informative type mixes that I witnessed personally. And then like the same could go for like dubstep, where like the same thing happened to me whenever I first saw 12th Planet. It was like one of the most like formative dubstep DJing sets I ever saw personally, where essentially he just like kept going like every single minute there was like a new song. So like that was kind of like my inspiration, is to like, okay, so he's doing like the hip hop thing, but he's doing it with dubstep, and like let's see what you could do with like both of those things together.
Yeah,
that was like my inspiration with it entirely.
You did say something though, something that I've noticed is like you said, there's been some generational gaps from like that old school hip hop. Like I grew up like on that Memphis hip hop shit, dude.
Oh,
so
yeah.
like I've noticed like if I play Boosie. Even Boosie out the South,
Yeah,
dude.
no.
People here literally don't even know who Boosie is.
It's
I can't
sad.
tell you. I can't. My girl didn't
Go
even
listen
know.
to Boosie, everybody.
Go listen to Boosie, dude. My girlfriend didn't even know who Boosie was. I had to show her who Boosie is. Like, you don't know fucking Boosie?
It's okay, because honestly, that's like the magical moment of whenever they find out something that's like really, really dope, and it's like you have a whole like discography to discover now.
Yeah.
Like, it's like I don't know, and that you can be the person to introduce them to that. Like that's something that's I think memorable beyond just like, no worries. Just beyond the entire spectrum of just DJing, like that you can essentially like.
What's happening?
I think your computer over there is making some noises.
Uh-oh.
Through over here.
I see that, but it doesn't even say what's happening.
Technical
Do not
difficulties.
see.
It's kind of soothing.
Technical difficulties.
This ain't happened before.
Remix.
I swear this never happens. It's like me.
probably
It's like me
me.
when I confess. I swear this doesn't happen.
Yeah, no worries.
I always glitch.
We're still good though. We're still rolling.
Yeah, we're still rolling.
Okay, sorry about that.
No, you're good,
Yeah,
bro. But yeah, I don't know. As far as just like blending like the style of like old school hip hop mixing, and then like trying to introduce that to like bass music, and then like introducing kids to a whole new wave of like, not whole new wave, but older wave of music. Like it's wild to me. Like UGK is like one of the most like formative rap groups of all time, between Pimp C and Bun B. And the fact that like nobody really recognizes them to the degree, but except for like the hip hop legends,
Yeah.
they'll recognize them for that. But like if you were to like play like front, back, side to side for a crowd, like people were gonna be like everybody under the age of 25 is probably just gonna be like, okay, this is dope, but like I don't know this, so I don't know the words. So I don't know. To me, it's like I love to introduce people to something that would be a newer wave in that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Memphis hip hop is huge for me.
Yeah, do you like 8 Ball and MJG?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
dude. God, I was with Brock, and he told me he showed you a song, and then I've ever since I'm trying to remember, Pimpin' My Own Rhyme.
Yeah. I showed him
Yeah,
that.
you showed him that, and then he showed me that, and I was like, it's like been in my sets ever since. It's such a good song.
Oh, dude, that's in your fucking sets.
Yeah,
you fucking
Right
legend.
right when I get to the halftime, like the DMB like halftime type shit.
Fucking legend.
It's a really good one with Bukkake Pounce.
Oh, is it
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, it's a really good one with Bukkake Pounce.
In my own fucking.
Yeah, it goes off.
Dude, it is. Yeah, Brock was showing me like some old hip hop, and he was like, because he's like, man, these beats are cold. I was like, dude, I got something to show you. And like we were 2 songs in, and he's just sitting there like this. I was like, this 8 Ball and MJG, dude. You don't know much about
Yeah,
that.
dude, he showed me that one. And I was like, this is fucking nuts. Yeah, no, we just sharing hip hop the entire tour. That was a really rad experience.
What about you, Grady? Where do you stay on this hip hop? I mean, because where you live out in Florida? No, Philly. Where are you at? Philly?
The road is my home.
No, don't lie to me.
No. So Cape Cod, Massachusetts.
Oh, a couch
That's where I'm
near you.
from. My whole Massachusetts. It's a huge hip hop scene in Cape Cod.
Is it really?
No.
'Cause I was like,
So many legends, bro. Don't you know?
Is that on baby?
No, I love hip hop. But I mean, Smith is one of my favorite DJs. I want to do a quick little tangent real quick. This is like my go-to story, but I first found his music in 2014. My boy Austin showed me Smith, and I've been making music since I was 7 years old, but nobody really listened to it outside my family or my close friends and stuff. And so I started hitting up DJs in the scene that just make bangers and stuff, and just to like be like, yo, let me remix a tune, let me show you what I got, like I because nobody listened to my shit. And then Smith was the first person to respond to me on SoundCloud messages and was like, "Oh, yo, I'll send you stems to whatever track you want." And he sent me stems to his Till They Drop tune with Eazy-E on it, like this Eazy-E acapella at You and Xander. And I remixed that, and then I started getting bookings like nationally after that remix. So this boy is like a huge part of my jumpstart.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
No, love you, bro.
Aw.
Absolutely.
Love you too. So this is like full circle that we're going on tour right now. It's like
the Step
trippy
Brothers.
as hell.
Yeah.
I fucking love that, dude. No,
Yeah.
I've been a big fan of your shit for a long time. Everybody I
Yeah,
show
me
your
as
music to, it's just like they're like, damn, this shit's dope.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I showed him to me and Sonia showed him to Jesse one day. Like Sonia was like, "Yo, I just played you and Smith's doing Something Gangster. It was sick." And then Jesse was like, "Who's Smith?" And we're like, "You don't know Smith?" And he's like, goes to his SoundCloud, and Jesse was just scrolling through his whole SoundCloud, like, "What?"
And then you
Are
had to release on
serious?"
Cyclops.
Yeah.
No, exactly. I mean, if anything, it's kind of full circle where it's like, I don't know, you feel like you had like a launch on your career from like me helping you, and it's
Yeah.
like vice versa, where
Yeah,
it's like
Jesse's put us on so hard too.
yeah, I mean, like I've been doing the whole like DJing thing for a minute. I've been DJing probably for like 11 years, and then I've been producing like 8.
And you helped
7
start a
Smith.
sick label too.
Yeah, that's Dope Records back in the day.
That turned me on
Oh
to
shit,
so,
you were part of that?
He helped start it. Like
yeah,
Damn, I didn't know about
it
that.
turned me on to
You're-
so
yeah.
many artists. Like that I released an EP on there too.
I remember finding like Easy Bake on that.
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
there was back in the day it was myself, a buddy of mine. I'm still good friends with him. I make music with him. He does a lot of visual work for me, but his name's Lador.
a cool name.
Lodurr.
Is that his actual name or
No, his real name's Sean, but that's what he goes by.
not as cool? You know what I mean?
But Sean with a period.
Yeah.
But
I got an Uncle Sean.
hell yeah, bro. And then I'm trying to think. Spankalicious and then Alejo. All collectively, we would essentially like work together, and ultimately, roughly like 3 years into it, I kind of like split off and went and did my own thing, and then some shit happened between like the owner of the label and all that kind of shit, and it kind of just like deteriorated where it essentially got rebranded into Surrealist Records, which is run by my friend Lador. But like we all kind of like ultimately separated and went off and did our own things. But yeah, it was like back in 2014 to
All those
like
records are there.
2018 or 19. We were there.
Yeah, you got out at the right time then, dude. Because I
Yeah,
remember watching
yeah.
it falling apart. Good thing you're not involved with that.
Dude, honestly, it was one of those things where like I don't want to like have any like crazy spicy takes on it, which I mean there's plenty out there on the internet.
It's old news.
But it's all ultimately old news, and like
Everyone's over it. at
I
this
think
point.
we're all ultimately in better places at the moment. So if anything, cheers to that. But yeah, like I ended up dipping out like way before any of that. Like I dipped out when I went over and changed labels into Submission. But yeah, that was like in 2017, something like that. It was a minute ago, but yeah, I don't know. Everybody like says like, you know, they've been fans for a long time, and my perspective of a long time, I guess, is kind of warped because it feels like yesterday when I started Smith. But like, I don't know. For a lot of people, they'll be telling me like, "Oh, I've been listening to you since high school," and they'll be like 23 or 24 years old. And I'm like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, you're an OG.
I need to stop it. Like, time needs to chill.
You're
Like,
literally an OG in my eyes.
man, that again
It's
means the
awesome.
world. And honestly, you like reached out like right at the early cusp of my career. I want to say like so like I mean, if anything, like I was just like kind of like figuring my grounding whenever you like reached out. But
You were killing it though on SoundCloud. I was train wrecking.
Nah, dude. Do you ever like? Because you got some fucking heaters out there, dude. Do you ever worry about like? Because you'll leave an acapella on a bitch. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, nowadays I do. Back then, no. I mean, like, but
I mean, if you're not making money, you can't get sued. Apparently.
yeah, I
I've
mean,
been
like,
told that. Who knows?
I've
That's
had
true.
some like pretty fuck it mentality for a long while with that, but until like I would say like the last like 2 years where it's like okay, things are getting a little more serious than SoundCloud, like so like that factor
Exactly.
is definitely a thing. Like I have one song called "Out Like a Light" on Spotify.
It's like Drake.
Yeah, it's literally a full like.
He has
Drake
like a
verse.
Xanax problem.
And
They're like, he's talking about Xanax. He's canceled. In the hip hop scene, it's totally cool, but when Smith does it, get out of town, dude. Wait, you mean the song's about Xanax? You're canceled, dude.
I didn't know that's what he meant.
You're full of shit. I'm gonna write a song called "Coke on My Heroin Dick" just for all these haters, dude. Or heroin on my coke dick, whichever one makes my dick soft.
I love it. Do it. We'll make a collab about
At
it.
my grandma's house.
What is it with you? What are you doing in your grandma's house? It's like the third time you said
I
it.
love my grandmas. They're my besties, you know.
But-
I just love, like, my friend Alex Hunter started saying everything about. He's like, oh, that looks like my grandma, or sounds like my grandma's house, and I didn't really get it at first, and now it's rubbed off on me. I just kind of say it about anything, and
So
it's like shocking.
You're
know
not
what I
doing
mean?
like dick bumps at your grandma's
No,
house?
no,
Okay,
definitely
good.
not.
Just making sure, dude. See, I don't
Yeah.
know
know
how y'all
what
do
goes
it in
on in his grandma's
Massachusetts.
house.
You know what I'm saying? That's a hard state to say anyway, Massachusetts. Did I say that right?
Yeah,
Sure.
it has to end.
That's a word.
Huh?
That's a word.
I reckon, dude. I might have said it wrong. Because how many times do you say it?
Say the word again.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
I don't know. It just sounds good in my ears when you say it, though.
Okay, cool. I mean, I thought it was Minneapolis for the longest time.
I
And
know.
I found out it was Minneapolis. So I was like, God damn it.
How long ago did you discover that?
A year. No, not even a year. It was January.
Everyone thinks I'm from there, or Michigan, or it's like any type of state with an M. Montana, even.
Mississippi. You know.
Fuck yeah, man.
I might think you're from Maryland with that mustache, dude.
Yeah, it's gotta end. I've let myself go. I've let myself go so much more since the last podcast.
No, dude, you look great. Are you still tricking?
I'm tricking a little bit. I did a flip last weekend at Echo Stage.
Are you just on
landed it.
stage like, are you on stage when he's doing this like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Honestly, I mean, like, I just like, if I were to try it, I would just like,
Die.
yeah, I would literally like have a spinal cord injury on the
Dude,
stage.
if you pulled it off, I would be him doing it.
You
whatever.
can do it. It's literally
If
not
you
even.
did it, dude.
he does it, everybody's bored. I do it, everybody just erupts and like
loses it.
screams.
I mean, that's like the tricking culture. Tricking is like when anybody does any trick for their first time. It feels like we all landed it together and we all just go nuts.
Yeah, it's like
and,
a skateboarder
celebrate.
landing
Yeah,
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
It's like that,
We would go nuts.
dude.
It's 90% fear, 10% skill.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
10% luck, 20% skill.
It's Linkin Park.
15 minutes can
Percent
save you
cost.
15% or more on car insurance. Dude, you did say something that you were like, with the acapellas, you're like, I'm not doing it now. I did a podcast with Buku and G-Rex. We haven't put it out yet, but they had said something. I think it was Jake who had said it. He was like, just fucking send it. He's like, if they come at you for the money, it's because it did really good. And
That's
then
what I
you know
mean,
what
yeah.
happens? You lose the money, but then you have a whole career now because of it.
yeah, I mean, I know, like, for example, like Bauer got his cheeks absolutely clapped. And like,
Oh my god!
I mean,
We all know.
we know what
We
happened
all
there.
heard about that.
But he had got a
But-
whole career out.
But
That was the
exactly.
Harlem Shake,
It was
right?
literally
The
the,
Harlem Shake.
biggest EDM
Yeah.
tune in like
And
a
it got
decade.
used in commercials and like TV. Like that's
Yeah.
where you get your cheeks clapped because it's like if
And,
you don't sell anything to a commercial or TV if you don't have samples cleared.
Dude, everyone was doing it. Schools were doing
Yeah.
it. I know I was DJing at the gay bar, and they wanted to do a Harlem Shake video
Yeah.
for the club, and we did it.
I
was
did it
just
at my
like,
college. It was concerning.
It was concerning. You know, I was seeing like elementary schools and shit do it. But yeah, like, yeah, fucking, he probably might have missed out on millions of dollars from that. But
yeah.
he made an entire career from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, if he didn't make the tune, would he have been as big as he is now? I mean, I think Bauer still makes like really big and relevant tunes, but like at the same time, I mean, that was such a huge tune. I think that like being able to launch your career off of a tune like that, like the Do It To It tune right going on right now, like I think it shows you like the power of having like viral popularity like behind you, and that being like something that really like pushes your career. It's one of those things where it's like, I think the difference though is that like, I mean, I don't know any of the deals going on behind the scenes with the Do It To It song, but like wouldn't be surprised if Cherish is literally getting like majority of the royalties on something like that.
Fuck yeah.
But at the same time, like, you know, that I'm sure that's no sweat off of A-Craze when it's like, okay, I'm now going to go and literally launch an entire like career that I can retire at 35 from.
Yeah, doing a
Like,
huge tour around that.
Yeah, I mean, like, I mean, you know, that's one of those things where I clear samples if you can, but you can never really tell like if it's gonna like pop off like that. So, I mean, for me, whenever I made the song like Out Like a Light and I just put it out on Spotify, and it has like over 500,000 plays or something like that, and I'm like, I guess like, you know, whenever
Drake comes, like,
yeah,
the
whenever
Repo Man,
Drake comes after me, I guess.
he's like
I
the
mean,
Repo Man.
please don't do that, Drake. But
don't think he is.
yeah, but I don't think Drake's really, you know, caring. But at the same time, like, you know, it's if I were to release with a record label, I think that there's going to be a lot more stipulations that you have to like meet to work with those people.
You can just do what I did and just lie to them.
Yeah.
I was thinking though of like, if you get sued like by an artist for not clearing the sample, can they only take how much money the song made?
Yes.
So they'll take $10 from me.
I think
I'm gonna get sued from Wu-Tang, like Playboy Cardi, like everyone.
I think with the Bauer thing, I could be wrong. Kyle, if you could look this up, I could be wrong, but I think he lost 95% of those royalties.
Damn.
Wow.
Well, that's his thing. He had a publishing deal, I feel like, with that track. It was on, I swear it was on TV at one point. Like, that shit was so
Oh,
big.
dude, that was all over
Yeah.
TV. That was probably on the Super Bowl or something crazy shit. Like, that was
literally.
like, I don't know. That was literally
That's when
one
you
of the
have to
biggest
worry about
songs.
getting sued, I think.
And I don't know. Like, I think it's one of those things where, like, I don't know. It's worth it to me. I mean, if I were to, like, get really, really big off of one song and then, like, Drake came after me for it, I'd be like, okay, I guess
You're
you go,
doing
Drake.
good.
Yeah.
Smith got sued by Drake. That's headlines. That's like,
That's clout, brother. Yeah. Dude, I'm going through some hard times, dude. Drake's on my ass.
Yeah, Bauer did not make anything from the Harlem Shake. He lost everything from that song.
Does it say how
That's
much he
super
lost?
sad.
Is there anything? I'm curious.
I'm pretty sure it was one vocal sample, too. It wasn't even that
Yeah,
bad.
it wasn't even bad.
It's,
I'm curious.
Nothing, but I'll keep you updated
Cool.
if I find something.
Thank you, Kyle. What an angel he is.
he's like
dude.
hacking into the Pentagon.
What the fuck? That's the second time you said that too, dude. You just got these cute little sayings.
Oh,
It's
shit.
exhausting.
It's exhausting. Dude, have you thought about, dude, I'd imagine if like these like old school hip hop guys like heard the shit you're doing.
Yeah.
If they heard this shit, they might want to just do a track. You ever heard of Al Capone?
Yeah, I know the name, but I'm not.
I got him on a
discography.
track on my album.
Really?
One of old school. He's literally Memphis guy. Did a bunch of shit with
Yeah.
like 8 Ball, but shit with 3-6.
Yeah, that's
and I just
sick.
reached out and it worked. So it was just like, dude,
Was he like that's 5Gs for a verse?
Dude, no, he was the most professional rapper I've ever worked with. Dude, the most, the quickest, the most like instantly get back to you, send me everything I needed and then some. And he's
Hell
just
yeah.
about it. He was like, this shit's tight, dude. Let's do
go.
it. He was like,
That's sick.
literally couldn't have had a better experience working with somebody. And he's been in the game for a very long time.
Yeah, I mean,
sick.
I would love to work with some rappers and hip
You
hop
need
legends.
to.
I mean, like it's one of those things where it's been brought up a bunch before, and it's something that also myself and my management are kind of like working towards. But we don't want to make anything that's like not organic happen. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I hate the idea of like having to pay money for a verse. Versus like having the more natural, like, okay, somebody really like fucks with me and then they want to like work with me as a result of that, rather than like, okay, you're paying us like 10 G's for a verse. Okay, cool, we'll work with you.
No, I totally.
And so like I'd much rather do like what you did.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I think that's the way better way to do it because usually it's like, here's the verse. Later, you don't hang out, you don't have any type of relationship, no friendships were made, no connections. It was just like, why is that so funny to you?
Just like the whole concept of collaborating, you're like, no friendships were made. Like,
And I've had that, dude. It sucks. I will say I've never paid for a verse. I've only paid for studio time.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never
Nice.
done that.
Yeah, I've paid for studio time. I'm like, yeah, dude, let's get you in that bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, like you paid for studio time to have like a rapper to rap for you?
Yeah, go in the studio. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I did that. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. And then like I had a rapper. I'm not gonna say who it is, but fucking big
Drake.
guy. No, it's not Drake. It's fucking an OG dude. Someone that like,
Oh, nice.
like
Let's go.
a someone sick as fuck. And he seemed about it. It was like, yeah, let's work. And then like last minute, it was like, it's going to be 20.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, I don't have $20,000.
Oh
Imagine.
my God.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, actually. Do you have like a house down payment really quick so I can like
Dude, what house?
spend 10 minutes of my time? real quick?
Maybe a house in fucking Dothan, Alabama. What are you buying a house for $20,000?
Actually, you're right. I mean, you're not wrong, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, a down payment.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah.
I can't even get
I
approved.
live in Missouri, boy.
I've tried to get approved for a house. I'm done. They're
Why they turn you away?
done.
They're like, so like,
bank said
so
no.
I thought I was doing the right thing, with write-offs on taxes. Like I write off flights or travel expenses and stuff. And then when it comes down to it, it says on paper I make like $300 a year. And they're like, you have some serious income issues and asset issues and good luck. And like, just laughed at me. So I
Dang.
guess the answer is don't do write-offs.
That's bullshit. I'm doing write-off.
Yeah. I'm writing off all day, baby.
Yeah.
I'm definitely writing off.
Yeah.
I write off shit you ain't supposed to write off, dude. I'll fucking do it. I'll fucking do it.
Just like, if you like, whenever you buy a new PlayStation 5, just bring it out on stage really quick and play with it really quick. And then you can just say that it was for performance. And then you can write off your PlayStation
You could write it
5.
off, dude. How can they prove that it wasn't,
Yeah, literally.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, that's the thing. So I'm like not going to write off anything this year though.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, I make money.
But then you're going to pay all the taxes,
Yeah,
and then
then
you're
I'm
really
done.
going to have $300 on paper, dude.
Well, I'm trying to get approved for a loan, for a mortgage.
I thought they would just check your credit.
And my credit's fine.
I don't know.
No, they're literally like, you need 2 years in a row of like good income. But I don't know. Maybe I need to work with better people, with like mortgage people. Who the hell knows?
I know a guy, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. It ain't through a bank, but I know a guy. You know what I'm speaking?
So on the Bauer track, the closest thing I found was 69. We'll just say $70,000. But this is it's a guesstimate. It's
There's
not
no
anything.
way it was just that.
Yeah,
There's absolutely no way.
that was just from the Mad Decent label, and then there's other
that's their
forms of
payout.
revenue as well. So
I don't believe
I'm not
that.
a math magician, so I didn't want
Wait,
to.
did you say he made
all that.
only $60,000?
Just through Mad Decent, not through the other streams?
He
like-
got fucked.
Yeah, I got sued for
fucked.
$1 million. No, I have no idea what happened.
Dude, but I'd
He
imagine it's
didn't make
probably-
a single cent, though, to be clear.
Damn, I thought he lost 95%, but 100%.
Oh, well.
I wonder if he knew. I
I thought that tune was dope, Bauer. Like that trap shit.
We love you, Bauer, if you're
Yeah,
listening.
yeah,
Yeah, we love you. We're on your side here.
And he literally just sampled "Do the Harlem Shake," pitch shifted down. It wasn't even like, what was that sampled from? I feel ignorant for even asking that.
got
but
you.
Whatever.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what he sampled, but
Yeah.
I mean, if it was egregious or not, it's a banger track. I mean, I sample sometimes egregiously, like whenever I rip a whole acapella from Drake, so it's all good.
Yeah.
No.
No, we're done.
I did Goku, where I just sampled
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z. I sampled Trailer Park Boys, dude.
Yeah.
We're just like digging our own graves on the podcast.
Honestly,
Well, I've talked about it, dude. Like,
it makes me wonder though if like movies and shows are like in a more interesting space in terms of sampling. You're like over here dying.
I had Yeah Me Too on the podcast, and we were talking about this, and we were talking about how awesome it would be if there was a system in place to where it's like, I'm using this, you're gonna get this X amount.
Yeah,
just right
that's-
off the bat.
no,
We know.
literally.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I'm sampling this show. You're gonna get 25%
That would be
just for this
so tight.
for a couple seconds of me using.
Apparently, there's even things like that. Like if our tracks get played at clubs, we should be getting royalties.
Yeah, it's the BMI,
Yeah, and like who's monitoring that?
the Lord.
God's just checking.
Yeah,
Just
dude.
every time.
Who's monitoring everything else? You know,
Yeah, I feel you.
him and Santa.
Yo, I have a whole thing about Santa Claus I'm gonna talk about real quick.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Please do it.
Please do. I want to know how you feel about this Kris Kringle.
I mean, Kris Kringle, the whole concept is concerning as hell. Like in general, like the old guy having little kids on his lap, and he's just like,
kinda
he
hot.
sees you when you're sleeping. Like, just the whole thing is canceled. But I wasn't even gonna talk about that.
Sounds
as
like
much.
my uncle.
But but I was gonna talk about how I think magic is real. Hear me out. I think magic could be real. I think we can move things with our mind. and who knows, telepathy, whatever. I want to believe in magic. I choose to believe in magic, some Harry Potter shit. And the day magic died for me was when I caught my mom being the Easter Bunny or Santa Claus, and I was just like, oh shit, like all that magic shit is fake, and it just died for me, and it almost makes me feel like it's a way to like control people a little bit and not believe in magic. I don't know.
How old were you?
I was like 7.
Damn, I found out late.
Yeah.
It was in the 5th grade.
You were like 12?
Yeah.
You just continue wanting to believe.
And then was that the day that magic died?
Nah, dude. No. The day my innocence was taken from me, not like in a sexual way, but like my innocence was taken from me in the 2nd grade. Again, non-sexually. It was I got on a school bus and they called me Mitch Draper, the bitch raper.
Oh shit! What
That's
the
very
fuck?
concerning.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean,
God.
that's a public school bus for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes you tough.
Yeah.
Gives you grit. You know what I'm speaking? So.
I was
But yeah, I wasn't the same ever after that. So like anytime I was around like my nieces, whenever they were younger or anything like that, I'd make sure to just like be on my best. But anytime I'm around children, like, cause I'm a pretty like fucking wild dude. I just let shit fly. I just say stuff. I don't even think about it. But when there's a child around me, I'll check myself because I'm not trying to take a child's innocence non-sexually.
Yeah.
So like I'm I'll be on it.
But yeah, I don't know. I think magic is real. I think there's a whole psyop in place that to just kill magic at a young age. It's like, yeah, by the way, none of this shit is real. You're done. Magic's never gonna be real. You're done. And then we're like, oh,
Santa, never stop. believing.
yeah, never stop.
Yeah, but does that make you hate Santa or just the idea of Santa?
It makes me hate the concept of people telling me magic is real and then being like, I lied to you. It's not real.
Bro, go to a magic show. I had Manic Focus on the podcast. He was doing some fucking crazy magic tricks. I ain't lying, dude. That shit's real. I slowed down the videos to half speed to just see what he was doing, and that shit was straight voodoo.
He's not even human.
Bro, you need to go down. All right, let me ask you this. Magic ain't real. Is voodoo real?
It might be. Especially in New Orleans. You never know.
Bro.
I mean, personally, I'm a no. I'm just gonna put it out there. No, I'm a very like cynical person when it comes to that kind of thing.
I don't know what that means.
I guess I'm the kind of dude that would be like, everyone's like all spooked out about the New Orleans cemeteries while I'm like over there probably like rubbing my ass on them.
Yeah.
You're going to disrespect.
What's the
How do you
problem?
feel about the troops? I mean, tell me how you really feel.
I don't know. I guess I'd do the same. I don't know.
Damn.
Nothing against the troops either, but I'm just like I don't know.
Hey, boys, for the troops.
For the troops.
Yeah,
For the
cheers.
troops.
Much respect.
But for me, I don't know. I'm just like, I guess I don't really like get like spooked out by ghosts or anything like that. I'm more spooked out by like the person that's gonna like break into my home and
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more scared if someone's going to clip shit I say on this show.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's your ghost.
That's my ghost, dude.
That's your American Horror
Has it
Story.
happened yet?
No, yes, actually, yes, it did happen. It did happen, and it was so stupid. Do you want to hear?
I do. I would love to. Please, don't. Yeah, let's get clipped again.
So it was right after the Roe versus Wade stuff, and so I did a podcast. I did a podcast with Tessa Pizzon. I think that's her last name. She's a photographer. You know Tessa. I don't
Yeah, I
think you
love
know.
Tessa.
She's a great gal. I love her to death. And this was way before this was even a conversation. This was like in the pandemic, like in the lockdown. I had her on the.
I remember that show.
Yeah, through Zoom. And she was like, I wasn't even like, so for the longest time, I paid zero attention to politics or shit that was going on in the world. I said, it doesn't affect me. I feel like I'm a lot happier that way. So I was pretty oblivious. I was, pretty oblivious. But then once I realized, oh shit, this is affecting me, my line of business, and also people that I, love and care about. You're fucking. So I started paying attention a little bit more after that. But this was before she was like, we're talking about voting or some shit. I was like, I don't do that shit. She's like, well, what if they want to take abortions away? And I was like, well, call me. I got a stepbrother. He's got a fucking hanger. We'll come back and get his thing out. It was a joke. She laughed at it and she played along with it. She played along with the joke. And then I was like, that's fucked up. But I'm just joking around. Someone clipped that. And it was like the day it happened. They're like, let's never forget the day that Taboo said this. Is like, you're fucking.
It was like Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Never forget.
Right. I was like, are you fucking? You're reaching right now. You obviously know I'm joking.
It's a sensitive topic for sure.
Right,
Yeah.
but I also think there's no boundaries of things that you can joke about, right?
Yeah, no.
I don't, because if you put boundaries on one thing that's not okay to talk about, then you can say that about everything else.
I know.
You say
Yeah.
you can't joke about this, you can't joke about that, or anything else in between, which is fucked up because that's a way that we can talk about stuff is by making, humor out of it or making something that's, digestible, something that makes something fun.
I think that there's something to be considered in that though, where it's like I'm 100% with you, but I think that at the same time, like if you notice, like if you do a lot of like say racist type humor, which there can be a lot of like funny in the irony of like racism and like terms of certain things and like I don't know, there can be jokes there that could be made.
Hell yeah.
But if like you notice like your audience is turning racist because they see your jokes as
Turns into a rally.
yeah, then it's like okay, then like maybe you should like try because like, I think there's a pretty good Dave Chappelle talked about it where essentially he started like leaning off of some of his like more racier type jokes in terms of there's all kinds of them from Dave Chappelle if you look back where it ultimately he wouldn't probably be making the same types of jokes because he realized that some people were laughing at him rather than with the joke. And like I think that that's where ultimately it starts to reinforce where like I don't know, like something like you're creating a more bigoted audience through your more like shittier racier type jokes, which can still be funny ultimately, but like it depends on like where you're cultivating your audience. Like I just think that there's like a little bit of an importance as us for the audience that we cultivate. Like that's just like I think the responsibility that we have personally.
Yeah, I totally that's a fair
serious.
it's a fair point though. Like that's a fair point. But also like sometimes you got to take a shot, right? Like as like a Dave Chappelle, like any comedian, Dave I think it was Kevin Hart who talked about this on a podcast. He was like, I'm not trying to offend anyone. I'm trying to make you laugh. If that doesn't happen, my bad. I was shooting my shot.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? No one's ever going out there to be like,
I mean,
egregious.
I think at some point it sounded funny in your head, so might as well, like
Yeah,
fuck
send it, dude.
Honestly, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know. I see a lot of there's a lot of nuance in humor, and you have to remember that. You know? Like, and I think that sometimes people can get lost with that with their emotions.
Dude, I've experienced it a little bit just moving here. So like, I have a lot of racial humor that I did in New Orleans.
Yeah.
In New Orleans, a lot of black people.
Did they respond to it
They
well?
loved it.
Yeah, okay.
They fucking loved it.
I mean,
Jason's like, "Did you say what?" Like they ate it up, dude. If I had a black crowd, I knew what I was doing. Like I knew what material I was gonna do that night.
Okay.
And it was, racial humor. And I come here with a bunch of white people, and I do racial humor. They're like, I don't know.
They don't know if they should laugh at it.
Yeah, I don't know if we can laugh at this. You know what I mean? There's like one or two dudes in the crowd like, yeah, that was funny. But like for the most part, it's different. I had to give them up here. I noticed that literally within like the first month of me being here. I'm like, I don't know if I
What's
can do
your new material then?
Gay humor.
I bet that goes really, really well.
It goes so well here.
Can you do like a little
Dude,
like?
I'm not giving up the bit on
Come
the
on.
podcast.
I can't. I can't.
I'm
I definitely
sorry.
want to see
All right,
you live
after
so
the
bad,
podcast, I just want to hear.
Are y'all
I'm
going
just
to
FOMOing.
y'all are on McCon, huh?
I'm not. I'm train wrecked. They didn't invite me back.
No.
Yeah, I'm done.
Wait, you train wrecked. You like just completely just.
No, I'm just
first
kidding.
one?
They just didn't give me an offer. I played the last one. It was awesome. They
yeah.
put me on the main stage. Thank you. That was cool.
Yeah, I remember hollering at
That's
you.
when we really hung out in person the first time.
All we had done is done Facebook messaging towards one another.
And SoundCloud messaging. Remember our collab?
Yeah, it never happened.
Yeah. And then I ended up putting it out anyway. So
As a remix?
It's a remix.
Yeah. It
was cool. I slowed it down to 140. That tune's dope.
It's a fun one, dude. It's old, but it's a fun one. Yeah, I liked what you did with it. But I was just like, it took them
The
like
flavor. It was
Yeah,
flavor.
flavor.
Because it's a halftime tune, but I slowed it down to 140. And I was like,
it took
I
him
played
like,
out a lot.
It took you like 9 months to.
Oh, yeah, I was train wrecking,
maybe,
bro.
Maybe like 9 or 10
By
months.
the time I sent him back the stems, he was like, "That shit's out on a label. Like it's done."
Yeah,
Like,
I was just like, dude, this is
collabs
coming out.
can be a little bit of a tedious.
I
thing.
know,
I will
but-
say like collabing with you and you both experiences have been a pleasure. I will say that. Like,
Dude.
Hell yeah, cool.
So
I train wrecked. I mean, I was just busy. I'm always busy.
No, you
And-
weren't, dude. This was way before we were actually busy.
True, but
Get him.
No, you weren't. Don't fucking lie to my face, dude.
no, I was busy with just bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not really. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my experience with you at the collab is great. Him, fuck him. But like, you know,
Hey, at least, dude, I will say though that Flava remix is one of my favorite things I've done, and that tune is so sick. And,
Hell yeah.
And I still play it out, and I ended up doing like something super crazy in the second half of that song, like just some like G space piano melodic like shit that like I released a lot of cool emotions through like that. So it was still a pleasure for me. Like that was so cool. I wish we should try again.
we should try again.
Remember we almost did.
But now we're definitely gonna take a lot longer.
We tried. I think the last podcast I had that like random like rap song, and I was like,
yeah. I totally
I
forgot
got
about
problems with people who hurt the Lord, and like you're like, dude, this is hilarious. Like send this shit to me. We should do something with that. I also sent that to Phone On because it's like jazz chords and jazz, and he was like, yo, the song's sick, but like I'm not gonna use the vocals. Like this is the dumbest shit.
that. I remember listening to it. I only listened to it once. I was like, oh, this is awesome. It was hilarious.
Well, should we work on it? Let's
Yeah, we
do
should,
something.
dude. Yeah, we'll do
Yeah,
it.
why not?
A goofy ass one, dude. Nah, yeah, I remember being on the Balance tour, just like telling everyone. I'm sitting there in my headphones trying to work on the song. Shut the fuck up! Or
yeah, I got a message from Harold where he's like, yeah, I watched the entire Eastbound and Down series. Mitch showed me it. I was like, oh, dude, you were in. I envied his experience watching that for the first time again.
dude, yeah, I love that you named your mix series the Fixes.
Oh, dude, honestly, I right when we made that tune, like I've always wanted to do something with Eastbound and Down.
Yeah, it was your idea.
And I don't know, that was like the vibe that I got from you. And like personally, like I really like my branding is as Smith is like a really ambiguous thing. So like at the end of the day, like if it's just gonna be my last name, I might as well make it like about the things that I connect with. So like a lot of it's gonna be just like movies, or like Pulp Fiction was like one. Dragon Ball Z, I've sampled a whole bunch. A lot of my branding is gonna be centered around that kind of thing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so like when I saw you and I met you, I was like, there's gonna be 2 movies I would really, really want to sample around, which would be Ricky Bobby, Talladega Nights, Ricky Bobby, and then Eastbound and Down. Just because it's like that was like ultimately the vibe that I kind of felt from you, and I was like, I feel like if I can like sample that and then work with that, and then from that song, I don't know, I just like rewatching the show, I was like, there's so much here that you can make with. So I decided to make an entire mix series, literally just like sampling and based around that entire show.
Yeah.
Which again, if anybody who out there who has like never seen that but has listened to my mix, I strongly recommend listening to it. Or sorry, watching the show.
Yeah, it's one of the funniest.
It's like by far my favorite shows.
Yeah, it's one of the funniest fucking shows. Yeah, he DM'd me and he was like, yo, dude, I want to. He's like, I feel like we can make something with Eastbound and Down. I'm like, I'm fucking game, dude.
You're like, I'm Eastbound and Down.
Yeah. But yeah, no, and then sending you the tune. I was like, all right, I'm probably not gonna hear back from Mitch in like probably for at least like 6 months on this. Like he's busy on tour and shit. And you were literally like out there on fucking
Dude,
tour
Mitch is a
grinding it.
prolific worker.
Dude, I don't know.
really
Like,
is. You
Your
work
your
really
work
hard,
ethic
Mitch.
is definitely.
I like caught
inspiring.
that.
People, listen, don't tell them that.
I'm not actually working. I'm actually entirely ghost produced.
Yeah, it's actually all space lasers.
Oh,
It's all space lasers.
I mean, same. That's why it's called G Space, you know?
Someone, I was at Cervantes last weekend, and someone was like, "Is it TVBOO or TVBOO?" I was like, "It's actually Space Laces."
It's whatever you want it to be.
Dude, Space
Whatever you
Lasers
wanna
is
call me, baby.
Insane, though. Like, shout out to Space Lasers. Like, insane
Absolutely
producer. What's
insane.
going on with him?
Dude, that was honestly one of the craziest things to see.
What,
Oh, the entire
the Twitter
meltdown?
dumpster fire?
Yeah.
I was kind of
Yeah.
off of it,
Yeah.
but I kept hearing about it, and I looked into it a little bit. What was the craziest things you saw?
Some messages.
I mean,
That was honestly the craziest thing I saw, if I'm being honest.
I mean, without burning any kind of bridges or anything.
I'm not trying to burn bridges. We're just talking about what we saw.
You're like
dude.
some messages.
At the end of the day, like, I don't think anybody learned anything new from the entire Getter situation and Excision thing. Like, everybody knew ultimately that ultimately there's ghost producing in the industry, probably people that are pretty prevalent in the industry, and that is it disappointing? Sure, but like at the same time, like, we'll take Excision for example to say that if he was ghost produced, and I'm not gonna say if he is or isn't, but like, the man runs like, I don't even know how many major festivals, an entire
He just
brand.
runs shit.
Yeah, I mean, like an entire brand
He's like a
empire, a
CEO.
record label.
Yeah,
Like,
he's a G.
He changed my life too back in the day. One of the first producers I ever listened to. I think that back when he was producing in Cubase and shit, like 2010. Like,
I mean, I think that like if he were to, I think he's proven himself in his production chops. I don't think anybody doubts that. But at the same time, like if he were like currently, I just wouldn't be surprised, just given the fact that it's like there's so much being ran under him and his brand that, like, I don't know, there's an entire business empire that it's like, is he really gonna have time to make like a fucking album every year? Like,
it's a crazy thing.
Think about it like this, dude. Is it a bad thing to have a ghost producer, or like let's not say like they're making the whole song for him, or just for anybody in particular. Say you're at a point and it comes out you have a ghost producer. I think it was a pretty known thing that Bass Nectar had a team of producers on his side.
Oh, yeah.
Which, is it a bad thing to say, okay, I'm at this point, I have this idea, but I also have all these producers that are basically employees, to where I can take this idea and make it the most polished, best thing possible? Because I think about it like that too. I'm like, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing at that point to try to put out the most quality content.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's under one name or whatever. Maybe people aren't getting credited. Who knows
That's
the
the thing.
situation?
When people aren't getting credited.
Who doesn't know? Who knows what, but maybe in a contract, and we're not talking about Excision specifically. We're talking about like just in general.
Just in general.
Like what if like in this contract, I'm going to pay you this, and that's what it is. You're not getting credited. You're not getting royalties. You're getting paid X amount of money to make my idea better. Is that necessarily a bad thing when you're at a point to where the expectations of an artist at a certain level is the top quality? Like Illenium couldn't put out a bullshit song. You know what I'm saying? Like Illenium, everything Illenium puts out is the most polished, well-produced, well-mixed thing you've ever heard. Well written with amazing singers, songwriters, all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like whenever there's that expectation for it to be this big thing, this big polished thing, is it even a bad thing anymore to have a ghost producer or ghost producers?
I think it just depends. Like, I feel like if you're leveraging and putting people up on a platform, like, it sucks in terms of like the artistry. Like, I think that
The
and I think,
expectation too could be a killer of creativity.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that like a lot of people seeing something like that can be like, wow, that I can't make it in this industry. But at the same time, I think everybody has to remember that, like, I don't doubt, like, say if somebody like Excision is ghost producing now, I guarantee you when he was starting out, he wasn't ghost producing.
Right.
Like, I mean, like, and at the end of the day, like,
Could you imagine being ghost produced from the basement up?
How would you afford that? You know what I mean? How could you afford it?
I mean, like, I think that there's a lot of importance. Like, one thing that, like, on tour with Subtronics and everybody there, like, Jesse really, like, taught, like, the fundamentals of, like, it's about, like, the product, like, at the end of the day. And, like, the product for us being the music that we sell. And, like, I think ultimately, like, then comes branding, then comes, like, a certain level of charisma, then comes, like, financials and a team. Like, there's these things that, like, ultimately kind of stack and build up on each other. But, like, at the base of it, there's the product, the music that we put out, and the brand that follows behind it. And, like, I think those two things, like, are they can easily be bought. Like, that's something that can be bought. And if you have the financial, if you have the capital for it, go for it in the industry, I guess. It's more power to you. It's just the world we live in with a capitalistic type society. But, like, at the same time, like, most people that I'm aware of in the industry, they start off by learning how to make the music, building the product themselves, like, and building the brand themselves. And then and then later comes the money. Then later comes like all the other factors that will then build you as an artist. But like, the whole ghost producing thing it just sucks from like the fan perspective of like there's an artistry being lost in there, and I think that like through that it hurts when you want to be a fan for somebody and you're like, oh wow, that's not really them. But I mean, and then you have to sit there and question yourself as a fan, like you didn't even know that until you were told that this person was ghost produced. I mean, it's all just a.
I totally want to say something to you before I forget.
Go ahead.
I feel like it's just so like being a music producer is a skill that no one can take away from you unless they like cut your arms off or like your head or something.
I'll kill you.
And yeah, but
True.
They can- they can
it's
kill you.
crazy because it's
Something
like
like
this whole conversation is revolving around like the exploitation of like good music producers at the end of the day. Because it's like if you're producing for somebody and not getting credited, it's just kind of sad. Like we are already not paid enough, I think, from our streams, like Spotify, Apple Music, all that shit. They're all billion-dollar companies. It's a trillion-dollar industry, music, but where would it be without producers and sound engineers?
Yeah,
It's crazy.
That's a damn good point.
Yeah.
I don't know if it really sucks for the fans, if I'm being honest, because what the fans get is the final product.
Yeah.
The fans get the polished version of it. I feel like the ones it sucks for is for like us.
Oh
The
yeah.
people
totally.
who've actually like.
I mean, I say that as a producer, but also as like a fan of the person that I might be.
Yeah,
like,
when I
maybe-
found out some of my favorites are ghost produced like these days, I'm like, oh.
I'm gonna be honest, dude. I found out someone I loved was ghost produced, and it didn't really affect me that
Same,
much.
like I'm not gonna lie, like at this point in the game, like I'm just like, it's not that like it disappoints me. I'm just like unfazed. Like I'm just like kind of like, oh okay. Like I mean,
So we're chilling.
somebody made some noises that I really liked. Like I don't know, if I don't know. Like, one thing in this industry that I've really noticed, and this is like one thing that I like really like wanted to, and I'm not sure about you, Grady, but like
Yeah.
I really wanted to embody with the idea of the Step Brothers tour is that I think that like in the industry as DJs and producers, it's easy to take ourselves too seriously. Like
Hell
I think
yeah.
like I think that like at the end of the day, we're just like hitting a button at a 4x4 time.
Yeah, we're
and
just
8 to
computer-
16 bar phrases.
Yeah.
We're
Like,
fucking
just-
computer nerds.
And exactly, we're just computer nerds making like bleep bloops with our computers and shit, and we get booked for it. And like
It's
I
the
think that-
silliest shit you've ever seen.
and I'm not saying
pretty
that.
cool.
I'm not saying that as somebody that doesn't want to be in the position that I'm at, having the like privilege to make that a career. But at the same time, like I don't want to ever take ourselves too seriously with that.
Yeah.
So like the Step Brothers tour, as like I think like if we were to just look at it as a whole on the surface, outside of that, it's a funny movie and that everybody knows it. Is that it's not obviously taking itself seriously. Like we're not sitting there like we're the most badass DJs ever. Like, you know, we're just sitting there like we're clearly goofy. We're clearly just wanting to have a good time, and we're like this is a movie we love that can connect and brand with and like connect them with our audiences with. And I don't know. It's one of those things where like I think it's really easy as DJs for ourselves to take ourselves too seriously. I see it at least too much on the internet.
Oh,
I
yeah,
personally,
it's sad.
that's also why I really connect with you because like I definitely don't get the vibe that you guys are sitting there like thinking you guys are like going to be the hottest fucking like musician producers on the planet.
Can you
Because
imagine?
it's like I don't know, like, but there's some
Wouldn't
people.
that be dope, dude?
I mean, there's some people though, man.
No, for sure. There's
like,
definitely that.
And like I just think that like it's easy to kind of like, you know, get yourself wrapped up in it rather than just like be like, yo, this is all just like a goofy time and the audience loves it. They're having a good time. Well, I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, like I just saw a rock show the other day and I just saw those guys and I was like, damn, those guys are performers. Holy shit, dude. Those guys are sitting there playing musical instruments, like performing like an actual caricature type persona.
and the song probably took way longer to make. Than
yeah, no, there's just like
There's a lot of coordination.
there's a
Yeah.
lot of shit going on.
There's a
And,
lot of
like,
coordination.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm so stupid. My music genre is coordination.
but yeah, I think it's
I'm a fan of post-vegan stuff. You know what I'm saying? But
Post vegan stuff. Careful.
I love Liberal House.
Liberal house. Hell yeah.
I like
Opposed to conservative
Antifa rhythm. my dad will say that. Like, he loves my music. He actually named me G Space after the Grateful Dead, Drums in Space. He's like, it's all about the Grateful Dead, G Space. And I was like, weird, I'll run with that. But
I think you told me that in the last podcast.
yeah, he loves the electronic music too. He literally sleeps to psytrance. He's like this strangest
It's
guy.
actually an easy thing to sleep to.
Yeah.
Dude, it literally takes you on a trance.
But yeah, whenever I'm making like heavy shit, he's like, this is so Antifa. This is like burning like buildings, like cop cars, everything. Like whenever I'm making anything heavy, he's like, I can see it now. Just rioting in the street.
That's awesome, dude. God, that makes me appreciate Rhythm so much more.
Yeah.
This is Antifa's fuck, dude.
This is Antifa, dude.
Oh, Antifa, sorry.
No, I have no idea how to pronounce it.
Antifa.
Yeah.
That's awesome. No, man, I really love, and I connect with what you just said, though, like big time.
What did I just say? I don't even
About
remember.
not taking, a lot of people take themselves too seriously.
It's so true. Let's go.
It's
I
fucking,
love that about you.
That's something I like try really hard. I don't want to say try. It's something I do with like TVBOO. It's just like,
Yeah.
dude, we enjoy doing this.
Yeah.
We're lucky enough that people enjoy what we do.
They're listening to our shit. Like,
Yeah.
are you serious?
Yeah, we're
Like,
lucky
it's
enough
crazy.
that people want to come see that shit. So it's just
Exactly.
like, quit taking ourselves so fucking serious.
And like everyone else, like, don't take themselves so seriously. It's like, I don't know. Like the other day, I was like, I played in Chicago, and these people were in their car as I was just walking to my Uber, and they're like, "Oh my god, like, you're like amazing and all this shit," and I'm like, "You're amazing," and they're like, "No, but you're the one that's like up on stage and like DJing," and I'm like, you're the ones in the crowd.
Yeah, like
dancing. Like
if
what would we be doing? Like we're all amazing. You know what I mean? Don't take yourself so seriously or put people on pedestals. And
I had a really good conversation with somebody. I don't even like using the word fan, but like somebody that was like
you can use it. It's okay. It's all right, buddy.
Somebody who was really
Tell me who's
appreciative of
created
my
a
music
safe
and
space.
myself.
This is a safe space, dude.
But-
You can say fan.
But they were like, "Yo, bro, I'm rooting for you," and I was like, "Oh man, I really appreciate that." And he's like, "No, man, you don't understand. Like, I'm rooting for you." And then he put it in the perspective of it's like, "Don't you understand? Like when you win, we win." Like,
Oh, that's
like,
fire.
like
Let's
whenever
go.
I've been treating you as like somebody that's like I want to show you my friends and stuff, and then whenever you blow up, I can always be that guy that's like, I showed you that person.
that's so
And like,
cool.
and it's like, so
go,
when you
dude.
win, I win.
like that.
That's
And I was
supportive.
like, I fuck with that. I don't know. That really resonated with me.
yeah,
That's
supportive.
fucking awesome.
So
I love that.
That's
Yeah.
Great
literally it.
perspective.
When you win, we
That's
win.
it. Exactly.
That's like the deep. My fans have never said anything that deep to me.
Oh,
it doesn't happen very often. I'll say
Mitch,
that.
I'll say something deep to you. You've created a fucking amazing like platform to just like say whatever.
Dude, I'm just trying to have
It's so
fun.
cool.
You know,
yeah, man.
I'm literally just trying to have fun. Why can't we say things in the name of fun?
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with having fun.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Nothing's off limits. Obviously, you're not going to go up there and say the N word. That's stupid. You know what I'm saying?
There's so many other words.
Yeah, I know what
Start
I'm
your
saying.
set off with that.
Oh my god!
Warming y'all up.
Train wreck.
Oh my god!
Just train wrecking.
Dude, I did watch a comedian fucking bomb the other week.
Oh,
and
that's magical.
And he thought it was funny. Because obviously he got up there to say it. He thought it was funny, but it was one of his first times, and it was just racist. It was not
That's
good.
not good. That's not
good. And I'm just in the back like, oh my god, he's sending it. But there's a
He's sending it.
there's
Did
literally
they send him out?
no. The thing is, whenever people go do that, the comedians they respect it a little bit. Like he's just sending it. Like it sucks, but he's up there doing it.
Yeah.
He's trying. You know what I
yeah.
mean? But man, I wasn't even trying to create a fucking space, dude. You know what I'm saying? I was
Yeah.
just trying to have fun, trying to make everybody else have fun, trying to, I was just being myself, bro. Fuck that
Yeah.
shit. You know
No,
what I
it's-
mean?
Yeah, it's
rad.
awesome, man.
No, it's one of those things where I don't know anybody else that's kind of like doing this like at the sphere. I don't know of anybody else that's really doing like podcasting in the EDM industry entirely.
Mr.
So, like,
Mr. Bill.
oh, okay. I've
Yeah,
never
Lizzie
been
Jane.
on that one. Oh, I was talking with Lizzie the other.
Lizzie, if you're
last
listening to
semester.
this, get a fucking dynamic microphone. I've told you.
Oh shit.
I've told her. I love her. I love her.
Yeah, Lizzie Jane's
it's worth it.
awesome.
I love her. She's a great gal.
But yeah, I mean, and I just think that nobody else is really doing this in this kind of like space. So I think that's also like rad that like there's a lot of fans that are out
Hey,
there.
dude, that's because he feels comfortable.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you.
Hey, you've created a space.
Safe space, dude.
And that would like to like I don't know like I said, I'm an elusive creature. I'm not somebody that's like going to be coming out and doing these kinds of things often unless it's like invited and I have like homies and stuff. But like not many people are doing it entirely. So like,
Well, I think you're a cool dude. You know what I'm
thank
saying?
you.
I think you're a cool dude. Grady, I think you're a fucking super cool dude. You know, maybe even cooler.
You guys.
Oh shit!
Oh shit!
No.
I'm
He
joking.
is very.
Yeah, he's cool
cool.
as shit,
He
dude.
is very
cool as fuck.
You guys
I
are
don't know,
both very cool.
But I just I don't know. I think it's important because I think it's important to be able to like get to know somebody because like you said, some people kind of take it too serious. Not only DJs but fans.
Yeah.
Fans will have someone on a pedestal or whatever. But
they'll
Yeah.
run up on stage and like.
But I think that's where that ego
Assault
comes
you.
from.
Huh?
Oh my god! No, no,
No, I've been a.
that's happened
I could
to me
say
too.
I've been assaulted. Oh yeah.
That's happened.
what happened? What happened?
Oh my
Let me hear it.
God.
Let me hear it.
Oh my god. So this.
Well, you go. You tell your story first. Yeah.
I mean, yours is even more insane. He got punched in the face on stage. Like somebody just ran up and punched him on the.
Did you kick their fucking? You're a big dude.
well, I didn't.
You have the face of a 16-year-old, but you could kick their fucking
I didn't
ass.
get punched, but essentially it was Soundhaven 2019.
It was like second year.
Yeah. And I just was playing. I was like 15 minutes into my set, and somebody just like all of a sudden out of nowhere just came in and shoved me like really hard. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck was that? And then he was like coming in for like a sucker punch kind of situation.
He was tripping
And-
on acid.
Yeah,
Really
and-
bad.
And he just got tackled off a stage, and this was like literally in the middle of a transition. And I just thought to myself, well, that was really fucking weird. Q, play.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
just went like right and didn't like. Throughout the entire set, I was sitting there thinking like, did I say something to
Yeah,
somebody?
yeah.
Like, did I?
He
but,
feels
like,
really bad to this day. Like
Well,
I
no,
actually
he-
know who he is. He,
he
was
reached-
tripping balls. And like,
I played a show in like Gainesville, something one of the many Florida places, and he came up to me right before my set and was like super apologetic, and I had no idea who
Yeah.
he was because like I only saw him for like a half a second before he just got tackled off the stage.
So think about this.
shit.
It gets
And then-
even crazier. I was in the crowd at one point, so we're already like recovering from that, right? And I'm watching Smith. I'm getting into the vibe, and then I see a drone, and it's like kind of head level with the crowd. It's like by Smith, and then it just beams directly towards Smith, and Smith had to duck, and it smashed
Yeah, that-
into the wall behind him. It almost like took Smith's head off. Like,
Yeah, I mean that was a really weird
I was
set.
like, did you guys see that? Like,
Holy shit, dude! What a set.
he was like under attack his whole set.
But, I mean, it was really, everybody was having a great time.
Yeah, he was still bodying it. I played right after you, I think.
Yeah, no, that
was fun.
That was a lot of fun, and like that was one of those sets where it definitely like people will still come up to me to this day and be like, "Bro, did you got attacked at that sound?" I'm like, I didn't necessarily got attacked. I mean, I did, but I mean, like, I just got tackled off the stage before anything could happen.
Are you a little bit more aware now? Because usually when shit happens, dude, like it just
Nah.
makes you like I don't know. Like I've had some situations in my life where one thing happened, and after that, like I went there a little guarded. Not DJing, but like in other
I
situations.
feel you.
Wait, what do you mean though? Like in particular, like what kind of situation?
I've had a gun pulled on me a couple times.
Holy shit! Yeah, no,
Oh,
nothing like
God.
that. Nothing that scary for
Yeah,
me.
I've
I'm glad you're still with us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what was your situation though, Grady?
What?
Well, you got attacked on stage,
Oh,
yeah.
assaulted. I mean, it was different, way different than yours. Yours was like, it was just a girl ran up on stage, and she's like, "You're gonna fuck me tonight, right?" And I was
my
like,
God.
"No, I'm not."
Oh,
And
Jesus.
where's security? And what's going on? And then my friend Lindsay like had to take over for security and like threw her off the stage and shit. Like
Yeah, that's some form of assault.
But it was no, but she was like touching the equipment, she was touching me, and I'm like trying to DJ, and I'm like, and I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. Like, what the hell?
Did you fuck her?
No, I think my friend did though. No, just kidding.
Oh,
Turned
man.
around, she's like making out with my friend. I'm like, you guys are insane.
Damn, dude. That is wild. They're literally like, there are people out there that want to have sex with somebody just because they're on stage.
That's so weird.
So syringe. That's very
That is
syringe. That's very syringe.
It's cool for a second, dude.
You're like, I had my fun, man.
I don't know. Like after everything that's happened on Twitter, to anybody that's out there, like that is a DJ that has that kind of situation happen. It's not worth it to anybody that's out there.
The power dynamic thing that G Jones was talking about was
yeah, dude.
I missed that. What did he say?
He was just like, it's like at that point, it's like this person is throwing themselves at you, and it's like consensual, but it's still not okay because you have like this sort of like pedestal in their eyes and like power dynamic over them. Is what he was saying. I don't know.
I've had to push someone off me once.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck back. Where it was just like aggressive as could be.
Yeah, see, that's
kind of like saying what that person had said to you.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I think
it's weird.
It's very weird.
It's one of those things where
I'm flattered.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a flattery to it, but like, I don't know. Like personally, I've been with the same girl for like 12 years. So like,
I love that about you.
Dude, wow.
it's one of those things where like keep that shit separated and like don't bring that shit back to the hotel with you. Like it's just not like worth it. And I don't know. We were having a conversation on the way over here too, where it's just kind of like, I don't know. I think that like sometimes like if you were to get to know somebody in this industry as a fan and have them being like a dating partner, there's like, I feel like there's an interesting dynamic there versus, which I can't speak on. I don't have any experience with, but like to have the cleaner cut with somebody that I was dating prior to being a DJ versus like DJing somebody that knew me as a DJ prior to, I just think that would be kind of like you were talking about power dynamics. I think I kind of see one in there in terms of just more of a deeper relationship. And I know that there's been tons of relationships that have like blossomed out of that same scenario, but
yeah. And there
like,
shouldn't be power dynamics is what I'm saying. It's like, that shit is so dumb. Like we shouldn't be on a pedestal. We're all equals. We're all human beings. Just respect each other
Absolutely.
and like vibe out and like, but yeah, exactly. It's weird if there is some sort of dynamic there in your partner.
I don't know. I kind of have an experience on both ends, right? So my last relationship was one that started when I wasn't shit. Like, you know, she knew me in high school. We were friends in high school. We were together for like 4 years. And then so she had to start seeing me from nothing to taboo. And it was really tough on her.
Nothing to taboo. I love it.
You know what I'm saying? Like literally, like
I feel that though. Yeah.
It was.
She's like, I didn't sign up for this shit.
Exactly. It was. She knew I was trying, but whenever it started happening, you know, it wasn't good or fair to her in a lot of ways, right? Like it's not an easy thing to deal with, right? It's not. But then, you know, that didn't work out, and that was one of the dynamic things that like really didn't work out. Where the one I'm in now, when we went on a date, I was telling her a story. She's like, "Yeah, I heard this on your podcast." You know what I mean? So like, she had knew me as Taboo before she knew me as Mitch.
Gotcha.
So I mean, and it's great now.
Same on both ends.
I know it from both ends, man. So I've come from both sides, and one side didn't work, and so far this
interesting.
is so far so good.
Well, yeah, man. Honestly, I honestly think that it's all very individualistic with the individual with the relationship that you're having with. So I can't speak for a whole. I just think that it would be a very interesting dynamic having somebody that knew of you and had that parasocial relationship prior to actually having like a genuine relationship. I can't speak on that, but for me personally, like it's nice having that kind of like degree of separation where it's like I have one world over here and then another world over here. And like, I don't know. Like, if you don't mind me asking, what was the issue with that brought as a DJ that brought the initial relationship? Was it like other girls like reaching out to you as like an issue, or was it like
that little bit of that, but majority of it just not being able to. I wasn't good at balancing it.
Gotcha.
I wasn't good at balancing because everything was starting to happen. And I'm like, oh shit. So I'm just so invested. Even when I'm let out of the studio, I'm still like connected. You know, I'm on the phone looking at shit.
That's something I'm
You're
still
like
working
hacking
on
into
for
the
sure.
Pentagon.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
She's like trying to hang with you, and you're hacking into the Pentagon.
Yeah, exactly. But like I wasn't good at balancing, and I mean, and it was just a lot. It was hard for her to kind of go from, you know, just her loving me to like a lot of people loving me.
Gotcha.
That was really hard. And you can't expect someone to just understand. Like, now that I'm far away from it, like, you know, we have a lot of respect for each other. We're still good friends. Like, everything's great. But like, you can't. It was a very hard situation for someone to be in that wasn't ready for something like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And you know, she wasn't working towards, you know, making a career selling tickets in a sense. You know what I mean? Like. So those two things definitely just caused it to spiral, I think.
Gotcha. That's like I don't know, though, like the attention balance versus like having like, I mean, personally, I do a really good job of like, you're an incredibly like out there personality kind of person, and you have a lot of different facets about how you're working TVBOO. Like versus for me, where it's like I'm either working on music or I'm out touring. And really, there isn't much outside of that I'm actually like juggling. So like personally, like it hasn't been as much of an issue, but I think like the last 6 months to a year, it's definitely like, oh shit, I'm finding myself way more on my phone more. I'm having to actually like find myself in meetings and shit where I'm having to take my attention away and whatnot. So like I see more of it, but I feel like not as much as like somebody like you would, where you're definitely, you like put yourself in the front of your brand, where I feel like I just kind of want my brand more or less as Smith just to kind of speak for itself. But yeah, I don't know like I said earlier, I think it'd just be really interesting having that dynamic. Your current girlfriend that you're with right now is somebody that was like knew of TVBOO.
She was a fan. Yeah, she was a fan. She was a fan.
Gotcha.
And yeah, she was a fan. But I will say, like, now, like, I've gotten so much better at the balance. So, like, whenever I leave the studio, I'm really good at leaving it in the studio.
Yeah.
You know, I don't carry it with me. You know, I might be excited about something and tell her about it, but, like, when I'm hanging out with her, I'm hanging out with her.
Hell yeah.
Like, I guess I had to relearn how to, like, live life as Mitch for a second.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel that.
Did that relationship happen after you moved out here?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Met her here.
Bet.
Mm-hmm.
How's life been out here, by the way?
Fucking love it.
Love
Let's
that.
go.
I think moving out here was the best decision I ever made.
This is a sick studio too.
Thanks, man. It's
Yeah.
way better than doing it over Zoom. Am I right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was
honestly,
train wrecking.
you have so many people that come through here all the time, so it just makes sense, you know? If you're going to like want to have the podcast and everything, like it totally makes sense.
That was the
Like,
main reason I moved out here, for this and for stand-up. You know, there's a
Yeah.
good stand-up scene here.
really, I
Oh,
always
if you-
kind of figured like stand up out here would be really tough.
It's
Like,
great.
really?
It's rough in
I
New
need
Orleans.
to hear this material.
Yeah, same.
If you're going to Wakan, you'll hear it.
Oh God, I won't be there. I'm
I'll be
train
blessed.
wrecking.
Dude, what's really cool about it, and by the time this episode comes out, we already announced it, so that I can go ahead and talk about it. But Wakan is the shit, man. So the last time at Wakan, when I did stand-up, they gave me 30 minutes to just me do stand-up. This
I
year,
remember that.
yeah, this year they gave me an hour for me to curate a lineup.
Oh, that's
I'm not
so
doing an
sick.
hour of stand-up. They gave me an hour to curate a lineup of my favorite comedians
No
that I
way,
could
that's
bring
so
out.
cool.
And so they let me pretty much be the guy to handle comedy at Wakan Fest
That's
this year,
amazing.
which is so fucking, like,
That's sick
it's
as fuck.
so cool. Like, they just entrust me to put together an hour of just a good time. I was
Is it
like,
gonna be in the day again, like
yeah,
noon or some shit?
Yeah, it's great. 11:30 to 12:30 on Saturday.
That's truly awesome. Like given that, like I think a lot of festivals, especially like Bonnaroo and a lot of the bigger ones as they're coming up, like a comedy section is like part of the lineup, and to have somebody like you curate that is like so perfect.
It just meant a lot because it was like a big trust thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like, hey, they're trusting me to kind of to put together a lineup of something that's going to be enjoyable. It just
People
it
that
just
are actually funny.
dude, I got some fucking killers on it.
I'm hyped. I'm
I
really
got some
excited.
fucking killers on it, dude.
Fuck
Like
yeah.
whenever they told me I could do it, and they're like, here's a budget, I was like, let's go. I picked up the phone instantly, and I got exactly who I wanted to get.
That's so hype.
And I was just like, oh my God, dude. Like, the thing is like, what's going to be great is because the fans are going to be there for me, but they have no idea that these other comedians that are going to be there are so much funnier than me, that are absolutely fucking killers, that are just going to absolutely just,
Fuck yeah.
you know, a lot of bass music fans never been to a comedy show.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I haven't been one since like a family cruise in like
I just-
2011.
I can't tell you
I
how
just
many
went
of
to
my
one.
fans who've come to my comedy shows be like, "Oh, this is my first time going to a comedy show." I'm like, "I'm glad I can introduce you to this world, man. It's a fucking fun time."
Yeah, you're
Fuck yeah.
sick. Do you know Beyond Dope?
Mm-mm.
It's my friend Deanna's company out of New York City, but she does she's kind of in the harm reduction world, like educating people on like just like safe like Narcan type shit, or like just in case, God forbid, anybody like ODs at one of our shows, she makes sure there's like Narcan on the rider or
important.
somebody there that can like operate it and all that. She also does Beyond Jokes, which is a comedy night, and she's done a couple shows, and that was the last comedy show I went to, but she like curates the whole thing and brings in comedians and stuff. It was so cool.
Man, comedy shows are
You
literally.
should do it Beyond Jokes.
I'd love
Like,
to,
you
man.
would kill it.
I'd absolutely love to, man. I love, like, I have such a deep love for comedy and shows, right? Because it's a place where you can go where it's kind of like what we were talking about earlier, is where we can actually talk about stuff. And humor is a good way to deal with things. You know, some comedians who are up there have been through some of the worst shit that you can think of, and they're making jokes about it.
I know.
You know what I mean? And
Comedy is tragedy remembered.
that's what I'm saying. And the thing is with comedy, there's no like race, gender. You're all fucking goofy, and there's little things about you that make you goofy in your own way. And so if a comedian's talking shit, it's not hateful. It's just like, yeah, you know, like this, it's in the name of fun. And the thing is, he's not just, a comedian's not going after one person, usually going after everybody, himself or she-self or they-selves.
Themselves.
That's weird to say.
All the
themselves. Selves. They're going after selves,
Oh, I feel that.
themselves more than anybody. So that's why I love comedy so much, because it just feels like such a safe space to be goofy and to actually talk about
Yeah.
shit.
No, it's crazy. It's like the truth too. Like comedy is not only tragedy you remember, but it's like when you're recognizing the obvious,
Yeah.
and it's just like you're literally, you can speak the truth. And it's weird. It's like apparently when you start tripping on mushrooms and stuff, you start laughing right away and stuff, because maybe you're seeing the truth, or like maybe it's like, when did chimpanzees start laughing? You know what I mean? Like,
What the fuck? What a great connection you just made there, dude.
Absolutely, for real. Not sure.
You're a legend, dude.
I'm so dumb.
You're a legend, dude.
I'm so dumb.
On the real though, like I think there's so much to be made fun of, and like not made fun of, but like there's a lot to joke about in the industry with the EDM. Like I don't know, I think it's definitely a space that's missing. Like that I think that somebody like you could fill. And
Yeah.
that somebody like a Wakan festival having like a comedy. Like I don't know of any other EDM festivals that are doing that kind of thing. Like I mean, like
Forbidden Kingdom let me do it in 2020.
Really?
Yeah, they let me. I didn't curate none. I just did stand up,
gotcha.
That's cool.
and it was they took a shot. It was weird.
Tequila.
It was weird.
It was weird.
It was weird.
Well, because I was like doing it, like I had DJ'd and then I did comedy later.
On the
and-
same stage, like right
No,
after.
no. A different stage a couple hours later. But the thing is, the whole festival was going on. So I'm on stage and there's thousands of people walking in the background and you can hear the stages. That's not the environment for comedy.
No,
I
no.
appreciate them for taking a shot and a risk and, like, you know, believing in me to do it. And I appreciated that very much. It wasn't the environment for comedy. Now, Wakan Festival, did you catch my set at Wakan?
I think
Stand
so.
up? You think so? You would know.
I actually like train wrecked and was sick as fuck that morning.
Yeah, Renee
and
was
missed
holding
it.
her.
Oh,
She said she
shit.
was holding her hair back while you threw up.
Yeah, but a lot of my friends did, and I saw hella videos, and I was so
You did?
happy for you.
That's
Yeah,
bullshit. I fucking told everyone no videos. I saw a girl fucking videoing me, and I roasted
Somebody,
her ass,
no,
dude.
I saw videos.
God damn it.
Somebody got some.
God
yeah.
damn it. I roasted. Like, it was a whole, like, couple minutes of me just roasting.
You were crushing.
this
You had a
bitch.
huge,
Oh, shit.
you had a huge crowd.
It was great, man.
cool.
But what was so great about how Wakan did it was no music was going on. Nothing else was going on. People who were there for comedy. And it was beautiful because it was like people who were just waking up from a night of partying and they're starting their day out with laughter. You know what I mean? So it really was cool because that was the only thing going on. If they were there for me, and that fucking was really cool. And that's something that Wakan's doing again this year. and I think it's gonna be way bigger than it was.
Yeah, that's all epic,
Gotcha.
dude.
So
stoked for you.
it's I think the way they're doing it is correct because you don't want to be hearing music or seeing people walk. Because they just hear the people in the background at Cosmic Kingdom. They might just hear the punchline, and they might just think I want to fuck a child.
No shit.
You know what I mean? Like they might just hear a punchline. I literally saw a guy walking, going, "What the fuck?" You know what I mean? Like because comedy isn't like a PG thing. You know what I mean?
Well, speaking of getting roasted, my bladder is getting roasted, so I need to take a quick piss.
Let's piss and let's
He's
get
gonna pee everywhere.
I'm gonna
That's
pee
cool. Let's
everywhere.
piss. Let's take a piss break.
Yo.
Yeah, we went
And
on.
we're back.
Yeah, we're back. Went on a piss break, dude. We did.
We peed
And,
everywhere.
yeah, we
Feels so
all
much
had
better.
to pee.
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah. We're out of beer. I
All
should have
these
got more.
beers. Oh,
I
there's
should have
one
got more.
Thanks for the PBR.
You want it?
Oh, in this economy, you kidding me? You,
want it?
you deserve it, man.
No, dude, you deserve
All
it.
right, cool.
All right.
I'm like, all right.
I'll have a bump, dude, if you let me have a bump.
okay,
of
it's
it.
a bump. I'm like, I got nothing.
Dude, that's what that's I've been. You know how you say at my grandma's house when I ask for something, I'm like, can I get a bump of that?
Have you ever heard? Can I have a sip of that?
Yeah.
Sip of that.
I lived in Louisiana. They say sip of that.
Next time
I
I,
love
ask
it.
for gravy at the Thanksgiving dinner table, I'll make sure.
Can I get a
Sip of that?
bump?
Can I get a bump of the
Oh,
gravy?
dude, I said it. I said it to my mom, and she goes, "What?" And I was like, "Ah."
I got a sip of that from Pipus and Kendra. Their sketch comedy, Public Cinema Club.
I'll have to check that out. I've never heard of them.
Yeah, they're awesome.
I mean, I know Pipus, R.I.P.
yeah,
Legend
but
forever.
they had a whole sketch comedy where they run a coffee shop on Zans. And they
fun.
put Zans in the coffee.
Oh my god!
And they-
Speedballing,
And
dude.
then like one of their coworkers is so mad. She's just like, they don't even speak English anymore. Language. All they say is sipidat. And then they're like, yeah, like we pretty much just say sipidat. It could mean anything. We're like, oh, like sipidat. Like it could be a hit of a joint, or it could be like, can you pass me this coffee? Like it's like, oh, can I have sipidat? Like sipidat.
I do that with bump. So like it could be like a slice of pizza, or like a hit of your
bump of that
joint.
pizza.
Can I get a bump of that? You know,
love
a
it.
bump of that.
I love it.
This has been a fucking fun episode,
Yeah, thanks for having us,
dude.
man.
I love it.
You're like a real guy.
A real guy.
Just stupid.
Lady Gaga.
A real guy's guy.
Hey, dude. Listen, I like drinking beer with the fellas.
Hell yeah, man.
That's one of my favorite pastimes. They're like, "What do you like to do?" I'm like, "I like to drink beer with the fellas."
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate
No,
the PBR.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. We got some fan questions before we get into some college. You have anything you want to ask the boys?
I do actually. I actually have one written down this time.
Oh,
Jeez.
dude, Kyle has heaters. I'm taking a sip of this great, dude.
Oh yeah, we can share.
Dude, we can put it in a koozie. I got you the John Deere.
I know. I was
Never fear.
I was train wrecking.
All right. So, what song, if any, brings you back to a specific time in your life, and what is your memory of that moment?
Any John Mayer's, Dave Matthews Band, Jack Johnson song, and it just reminds me of the divorce.
The divorce.
For me personally, that would be Dead Mouse. Dead Mouse in like the 2007 to like 2012 era. That was the first time I ever saw a show. That was like the entire reason I'm like in this industry.
Fuck
Was
yeah.
Dead Mouse and Skrillex in 2010.
Let's go, Joel and Sonny.
Seeing them perform.
I kind of have two. So the first one's goofy, but it like came to my mind. It was at an R. Kelly concert. He was singing.
Shit.
He was peeing everywhere.
No, dude, he was singing. Dude, so I grew up. I loved R. Kelly. Like I knew his whole discography. Like he was literally like a lot of people get like they're surprised when I tell them, but like I was a legit fan.
I mean, it sucks because like
He was train wrecking.
I look at like
That one hit.
That was good, dude.
shit. No, I mean, that was too good that I literally like my
That was
brain-
so good. I didn't even finish.
You're talking about R. Kelly's discography.
Go ahead.
I look at R. Kelly as like a Datsik, where it's like Datsik has so many good songs. It's hard. Like I think it's like kind of undeniable. I think a Gecko VIP is like probably one of my favorite songs on like as far as dubstep
Nukem.
goes. Nukem, so good.
Yeah,
but-
that was sad. He
like,
was
and
a big
I-
inspiration.
And I feel the same way with like Remix to Ignition. Like that shit goes off.
Dude,
And
I used to
remember-
play Bump and Grind in my sets.
Dude, so
Yo, it's Milano. He just called me. I'm sorry.
Oh, Bryce, you're interrupting this podcast, dude.
You're interrupting the Taboo podcast.
Yeah.
yeah.
Say something.
What's cracking? Where are you?
You're interrupting this podcast.
Where you at?
We're at Mitch's Taboo podcast thing.
You're
And
literally
like-
on a podcast. You're fucking it up, Bryce.
Yeah, Milano, you're on the podcast.
Actually, Greg, why did you
Literally
answer
loved
it?
brother?
Because I thought it would be funny.
It was funny.
I'm kind of forcing it. I'm train wrecking.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Hey, what's up? I'm just calling on the podcast.
Question time. Perfect
Question
timing.
time.
Any questions for us?
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
even.
so I have a question for that Taboo guy.
Yeah, okay.
Is his left nut bigger or his right nut?
Dude, it's
Let's
actually
go.
my left.
Damn, he's a lefty.
Yeah, I am left-handed. My left hit's bigger.
Said he do me right, he lefty.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
That's
alright.
listen
Always
on
pass
the
the
way.
good shit to the left because the right
Yeah,
way.
yeah, I love you. I'll hit you up.
You say always pass the good shit to the left because the right way is wrong. But yeah, dude, I remember
Everything you own in a box.
this
to the
was
left.
so it was R. Kelly concert. He was singing #1. It was at the Jackson Coliseum in Mississippi. I was legit, no joke, not even capping, on Baby. The only white guy in the crowd. And I dude, I remember singing it every word, and like this group of black girls turn around. Oh, look at that white boy singing that!
Let's go.
That's what they said, dude. They were hyped that I was hyped, and it just made the whole atmosphere
became besties.
more hype. It was great, dude. So that's a moment where I was just like, wow, this is a moment that
You said you had two.
yeah, the other one's a little depressing.
Let's go.
Is it more
I'm here for you.
depressing than the divorce?
Yeah, the divorce.
All
I'm
right.
here for you, Mitch. Let's go.
The story so far under Soil and Dirt album, I had just gotten my heart broken. The only time I've ever had my heart really broken. And that album fucking saved me. First time listening through
Oh,
it.
yeah.
The very first time listening to the album, I was just like the exact thing I needed to hear at that exact moment. To where it was like that album's like kind of like an emo, like pop punk album. It's like, all right, this guy's feeling the same way as me. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Music
Solid.
is so positive. It can heal people. I had a message once from somebody who had scheduled their suicide, and they were like, I was supposed to kill myself today. I had it like planned out, and I just found your album and decided not to. And that's probably the craziest, like, most powerful shit I've ever heard in my
It's-
life. It's like I can die happy, like, pretty much knowing I helped someone not kill themselves. It's crazy.
That's why I never got like specifics, but I've had people tell me like that I saved their life, and I'm like,
Yeah.
which dick joke was it? It's like it's weird. It's weird for me to get those, but I've gotten those, and I'm always like, hey, I'm glad I could help, but I don't know how I did.
Yeah. I mean, I've never really had that kind of a deeper or more profound experience with somebody reaching out on my music, but I did have somebody tell me that my music bangs so, and then this isn't within quotes, your music bangs so hard that I know people have died to it.
Whoa,
And I was like,
that's hard, bro. That's,
So it's on some like drill shit, like,
Yeah, like,
they play it when they go murder people or something.
dude, I had a guy on the Balance tour DM me, or no, he just tweeted at me. He said his girlfriend would eat his ass if I played "Listen," which is a song from Something for Your Mind EP. And I've only played that song maybe once or twice, but I wasn't gonna play that night, and then I fucking did it. And I was like, some guy told me his girlfriend was gonna eat his ass, dude. This for you, buddy. I get a DM later, dude. He's like, thank you so much, dude.
He got his ass ate.
He got his ass ate, boy.
Let's go.
And it wasn't at Lost Lands. Let's get to a fan question.
All right, let's go.
That's
All
going
right,
to get
off
me
the
in
top.
trouble.
All right, I'm calling because this one's for Smith. I'm calling because my best friend is your biggest fan, and I actually hear her talk about how you hate her 8 times a day because she tags you and stuff or comments, and you don't answer, and it makes her really upset. And I would just really appreciate it if you would like it, comment, say something so that I can stop hearing about it, because all I hear out of her mouth is faces of BTB Smith. And she wears her Smith pendant every day. You've probably seen it. She also
That's her in the back. Yeah, dude.
for you.
Oh damn.
Yeah, why are you such an asshole, dude? Just tweet her back.
I mean, he's a reclusive person.
Like
he was
Grady
talking
said.
about it.
I mean, honestly, I'm just the worst about social media. I mean, a lot of it I leave up for my management to handle and deal with me. I personally, like, I've made a lot of separation with myself from social media in like
healthy,
the last
though.
like 2 years, I would say, like a year
Oh, yeah.
especially. But yeah, like what you said, it's healthy.
It's
so
healthy.
I mean, like if I don't respond to your DMs, I'm very sorry. I love all the love, and I love you for loving me so much. But yeah, and sometimes I'm the worst. So I guess just keep pesting me, and I'll get back to you eventually.
I wish they dropped a name.
Just don't take it personally. That's all I have to say.
She said that she's wearing a Smith.
Yeah, I think I've met her actually one time in Forbidden Kingdom. If I
Don't do
remember
her
correctly.
wrong. You better have it right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Forbidden Kingdom, but yeah, she was so rad. I mean, I honestly like. I apologize for not reaching out and not saying more, but yeah, no, I love you for loving my music, and I love everything about that. So much love.
Cheers.
It's that social.
Cheers.
I want to bring up that social media thing you brought up, man. It's like such a healthy separation, but it's like with our line of work, it's just so
It's kinda required.
fucking important.
Mm-hmm.
Where
It's
like
so dumb.
it's
I think
so dumb.
I
but
think
like,
that there's like a level to it. I don't think you need everybody out there needs to like create a TikTok and like needs to like.
I've gotten kicked off TikTok twice,
Really?
2 times.
What's funny is like I feel like you would be perfect for it.
No, I
Like,
got
that's-
kicked off twice, dude. Fucking, I've posted 4
Sounds like
videos.
me and my grandma's house. It's so dumb.
It was dumb at first, but now it's funny,
Yeah, the
dude.
callbacks.
Now
I'm
it's
here
getting
for it.
good.
All the Grady is.
Yeah, it's good, dude.
But I think it's important. I think it's also something that like you want to keep it in moderation, because I think it's like one of the easiest things for a lot of artists for themselves to get burnt out and be like, oh fuck this shit, I'm out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And like and even just in terms of your own social media being like, oh fuck this shit, I'm out of here, is actually really bad for you and your brand. I keep saying the word brand like we're all just like in a big fucking company.
We're like headbangers.
But like it's important to like
That's been a stupid new one for me.
Yeah, you said it as soon as you walked in the room.
You guys are like headbangers?
relevancy though is like super important, and like social media is like, keep banging this thing around, like social media is like one of the like easiest ways to like kind of create that avenue of like relevancy, and like and I think obviously we as artists can't make a song every week and keep putting it out and maintain that, so obviously we use social media for that with like Twitter or Instagram or whatever. But like I just say like keep in moderation. Like if there's something like exciting that you want to put out there, and then put it out there. But like outside of that, like just I used to like, for example, be like super glued on like the numbers of social media, and like I think that is like probably the most like mind rotting like thing that you can do to apply yourself on, is like to just like look at the numbers and then correlate that to your work as an artist. And I think that like in the last like 6 months or so to a year, I've really created that like separation of my mind from that. And I think like in doing so, I've definitely have like kind of distanced myself from social media. But yeah, like to round it out though, yeah, if you reach out, I love you. I appreciate all of you, and I'll get back to you eventually. Just keep pesting me.
He's a good kid.
He's great, man. He's an angel, man. I'm fucking so happy you're here.
appreciates
You're here
your
with us,
support.
man. I
Nah,
appreciate
ditto,
you.
man. Ditto. For
I
real.
think the scene's a better place with you. And yeah, man, I like I mean the separation, like I said, the balance, what I was talking about earlier, that was so important for me. I think a big thing with like the social media thing was just finding a way to make it fun for you, right? It's just like figuring out what you want to use it for, what you're trying to use it for, right? And I feel like once you get that and you're able to leave, like my big thing was being able to leave it in the studio, bro. Once I was able to leave it in the studio, my life was so much better. But I know have friends, artists, who are good friends of mine that like it eats them up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, same.
Yeah, it eats them up, and it's just like they feel like that's the battle, and that's a shitty way to it's a shitty way to feel when you feel like that's the battle as an artist.
Yeah, no, and honestly, as an artist, it should exclusively be, in my opinion, like what I would stress more about than like a post that got less likes is like if I came into a show and like nobody showed the fuck up. Like that's where it ultimately really matters to me. Like I know there's artists out there that like they get insane amounts of engagement on social media, like more than a lot of like the bigger artists. But then at the same time, and these are people that are producers.
And they don't sell as many tickets.
They just can't sell as many tickets.
Yeah.
They'll have a hard time selling out of 500 cap room. But then like you have like,
and then we're train wrecking somehow. So
Yeah.
like we already
So,
sold
like,
like 500 plus.
I think like social media is certainly like one metric to like justify like this is worth something, but like it is by far the in my opinion the least important measuring stick.
It's like the least important, but like in the same breath.
Yeah.
Like the most important at this
It's
stage.
a tool.
It's a tool, and you got to be able to make it work for you. And if you're not messaging back the people that love you, you're basically
sorry.
a piece of shit.
I know I'm a massive piece of shit.
Get 'em.
Had
But
to
I
bring it
appreciate
back.
you.
Yeah. She's an angel. Let's get to another one, Kyle.
Got it.
I have a question for Smith and G Space. I work at a smoke shop. If I were gonna give them my employee discount, would they take it and come here?
If you got tickets on your employee
No. If
discount,
she was to give y'all her discount,
would we get her in or something?
would y'all go to her shop?
Yeah, she works at a vape
well,
shop.
if it's at a like, is it like a
I imagine it's weed.
weed shop? Then I mean, maybe. Whenever I travel, I don't like buying my own weed, and I'll say that.
Specifically,
I can't
she
even-
said
You don't
vape.
have to.
If I smoke weed, I get paranoid by the government. Every
Pentagon.
time.
But
Pentagon
Yeah,
Pentagon's
hacking
hacking
into
in.
you.
Yeah, I was literally about to say that, Kyle.
The Pentagon hacks into my brain.
I was about to say that, dude.
It's insane.
Would y'all go, dude?
would we
check
go?
it out, maybe.
Only if Grady goes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
You
Why
scared, bro?
Oh,
I just don't know what
It's
I'm
like-
gonna
it's
get.
like-
I'm trying not to vape anymore.
I don't want to.
Even though I like
loan.
want to like hit your vape so bad. Oh my god.
That's the devil on your shoulder, daddy.
Yeah, it's sad.
What, a devil on you? Or your daddy on you?
Can you imagine?
I can, actually. I'm a fucked up imagination.
Yeah, no, would go? Yeah, I guess we would go. Yeah, we would go. We would visit.
Hit him with that DM.
Yeah, dude, DM them when you're in their city. They got you, Shy. Let's get to another one.
All right.
What's up, guys? My name's Khalid, and I was just calling. I've
What
been
up, Khalid?
listening to the podcast for a while. It's my first time calling in, though.
Appreciate you.
But yeah, I'm a big fan of all three of you guys. Love the music, love the tunes, and I guess my question would be, I was wondering if any of you guys either had like a moment where you kind of, like probably when you were younger, but you experienced something that like really was really impactful. You're like, holy shit, this is so cool. I really want to like do music. I mean, you guys are obviously doing music. But I was just kind of wondering if there was like an experience that was like the beginning of that for you guys and what that might have been. Yeah, so that's my question. I guess another fun little question is, what y'all eating today?
Pussy.
All right, word.
Let's
Well,
go.
He goes, all right, word.
Looking forward to the show, and y'all have a good one.
Hell yeah.
I got kind of an answer. So, I was raised on the Grateful Dead by my dad, and then my mom has amazing music taste too. I don't have to bore everybody with the details, but I always loved music, and I always had a keyboard since I was an infant. And I just started playing piano, and just taught myself. But I ended up producing, and I had no way to play my music live. I would just do an iTunes playlist. And it was like a complete train wreck. It would be at like a local bar in town or at my school. And I remember like my dad was showing me the Grateful Dead, and they would transition in between songs sometimes seamlessly. Like they wouldn't even stop playing. They would just transition to another song, and it was so cool. And I always wanted to do that with my music, and I never saw somebody do it until I saw Zed's Dead for my first time. And they have this song Rude Boy. and has that like opening guitar. It's like wow 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 wow, and like they were like teasing it and like over like a drum beat, and I was like, oh, they're going into Rude Boy. Like I'm like calling it out in the crowd, like I could hear it, and I'm like, damn, I need to do that. Like I need to figure out a way to like mesh all my production together, like all my songs and stuff, and flow together. So Zed's Dead inspired me to DJ, pretty much. They have some amazing mixes too.
They do.
Bet.
Yeah.
For me, I would say I saw my first ever EDM show in 2010, and it was Deadmau5 and Skrillex. I mentioned it earlier, and it was like an 1,100 cap venue, so it was like pretty tiny. And
It's not tiny.
I mean, I guess in perspective of like
That's us tonight.
yeah, I guess that's us tonight.
It's
Exactly.
a good venue, dude. I wish I could play those every night.
But like, I mean, I guess in perspective of like Deadmau5 and Skrillex today. But like, I remember listening to dubstep at that point in time, like up to that show, but I'd never seen it live. And Skrillex was the first person I saw perform it. And Skrillex went up there, didn't say a single word, and didn't even have Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites at that point in time in their career. And just like played My Name is Skrillex from the start and just like didn't say a word on the mic and just like up and dipped. And I thought it was an Asian lady. And like I just went home and I was like, what the fuck was that? That was amazing.
Wait.
And then I went and looked it up and I was like, oh, this is Skrillex. This is dope as shit. And like that was like the
Dude, Sonny's the goat,
Wait,
man.
wait. I had a similar experience last weekend, dude. Miso played, didn't say a single word on the mic, and I was like, is that an Asian lady?
You were halfway right though.
I love Kevin.
I love him so much, dude.
I love Kevin.
He's an
for
incredible
sure.
DJ.
He's such a good DJ. It's
He can
bullshit.
scratch.
Yeah, it's
He's
like
just insane.
I know whenever we did our back-to-back at Cosmic Kingdom,
Yeah.
every time Kevin would do something,
all
we
just sit there and
we would
stare.
just hold each other like, oh, it was like boiler room style with just with DJs. We're like, let's go.
You're like hype.
Yeah.
No, he's one for the culture.
I guess looking back on it as an adult, I guess like the most like impactful thing, I'd say my mom.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
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 My mom being so fucking, I always wanted to do it. And she was like, okay.
So you did it for your mama?
I did it for me, but my mama was why I was able to do it.
Oh, okay. I know. I feel the same way.
My mom, my dad, they've all supported me. I'm really grateful for that.
Yeah. Shout out supportful parents.
It was
Like,
just
yeah.
like I wanted to do it, and she was like, you can.
Hell yeah.
There's
Hell yeah.
definitely
That's-
moments when they're like a little worried. They're like, how are you making money?
They were
And
only
I swear
worried.
I'm doing it right. I'm not just writing everything off. And
They were only worried when I was trying to drop out of high school in the 10th grade to go live in a van with my band.
I tried to drop out in high school too. My mom caught me on the phone with Greyhound bus. I was trying to go to Akron, Ohio to live with all my tricking homies. I had a tricker house and
And y'all was about to trick these hoes, huh?
No, just like doing flips, you know.
Yeah, flips.
It's a bad name. The name tricking is
Yeah.
so
it's
bad.
a train wreck.
It is. That's the last callback you get, buddy, because this is the end.
All right, so we're done.
We're done.
We're done.
There's no more questions.
I don't think so.
Then we're done.
Yeah.
I do have
thank you.
not that it's about me or anything, but I do have a really good story on how I got started in photography.
Let's
11
go.
and a
Yeah,
half
please.
Let's
years
go,
ago.
Kyle Brum.
So growing up my whole life, I actually believed I wanted to be a police officer, if you could believe that. And
I remember you telling me this.
yeah, I went to go take the police officer's exam, which is what you take right before they send you to police academy. And I got an 89, which is 1 point less than what you need to go to police academy. And the officer told me, just study the test, take it home, come back in a month. You know, you'll pass with 100. It's no big deal. And I was like, okay, cool. And then like a week or two later, I did my very first mushroom trip ever. And I was just looking up at the stars and I was just checking things out. And at this time I had been doing photography just for fun for like 3 years. And I was just looking up at the stars and I was like, holy shit, I don't want to be a cop. Like I really want to try to do this photography thing. And then, yeah, dude, I've been doing photography ever since.
That's amazing.
12 years at the end of
Imagine a
this year.
universe where you didn't do that. Holy shit.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
Dude, I will say this, Kyle. You'd be a great cop. I'm gonna be honest with you, dude.
Yeah, I'd love for you to pull me
like,
over, man.
Yeah, you pulled it over speeding. Like, I'm sorry, officer, I was speeding. You're like, it's fine, man. It's cool,
You're
dude.
good, man.
Listen, man. Listen.
Everybody needs a cop.
We're
like
all
that.
just trying to get somewhere. Let's get there together. I think it's all about unity. It's all about love. I feel like you'd be that cop.
That might have been before the mushrooms, after the mushrooms, that might have been me now. I'm like, yeah, dude, peace and love, brother. Just keep it down a
They're
little
like,
bit.
sorry, officer, I've been drinking tonight. They're like, me too, man. It's chill. Dude, okay, whatever. I'd be stoked if that was my cop. I'd be like, dude, yeah, you want to have a drink? Yeah, dude, let's go, bro.
Let's go.
It's like super bad.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, this has been great, man.
Yeah, man.
Thank y'all so much for being here today. I love the two of y'all so fucking much.
Yeah,
excited,
likewise.
I'm excited for the show tonight.
Hell yeah.
Let's
I'm
go.
coming.
Oh, you're coming.
I gotta wear a face mask,
Cool.
Do it.
but I'm gonna be masked up.
Yeah, you'll be hanging out with us. We'll be brothers.
Yeah,
all,
dude.
all three of us.
Yeah, dude, we'll be. So when I think Step Brothers, I just think of porn
Oh shit!
Let's go.
No.
at this point. But what do you want? Yeah, Jason's like, yeah, me too. Hashtag it. What do you want the people to know for y'all get out of here?
Yeah, come see our tour. We love y'all. If you're listening to this, it probably means that you like our music, and we fuck with you because of that. So,
Yeah, literally. Thank you for listening to our
Yeah.
tunes. And yeah, we're chilling.
Matt, fuck yeah.
Well, once again, bro, I appreciate y'all being here, man. This
Yeah,
has been
appreciate you,
so
bro.
much fun. I love this episode so much. Jason's good to see you again, brother. Cheers. Child, thank you so much for being here today, man. I love
Yeah,
you.
thanks,
You're an angel, dude. You fucking bring so much to this show, and I appreciate you, man. I'm
Thank
very-
you, Mitch, for having us.
very
too,
lucky you're in my
and
life,
Kyle.
buddy. And I appreciate everybody listening to this week's episode of Talks with Taboo. I will see y'all next week. Peace.